Why, hello, you lovely little peppercorns. My name's Noa Lee, and welcome to another retro game afternoon. We're not going to do some hopping today. We're just going to play some Banjo-Kazooie because, was it last week or the week before? I forget. Somebody had me play Banjo-Kazooie. I was quite enjoying it, and you know what? I thought, why don't we just do a whole Banjo-Kazooie stream this week? Probably won't beat the game, but we'll get pretty far, probably. So I'm just going to continue off with our save file that we started, I think it was last stream, although it seems longer ago. But I was looking at the games I last played, and I just fired up Banjo-Kazooie for testing purposes. But before that, it was like down here behind Resident Evil, which means we must have played it last week. I was thinking it was 2 weeks ago. Dang. So yeah, we're gonna play some more Banjo-Kazooie. What's up, Jibble Dragon? How we doing? We're gonna continue on with some Banjo-Kazooie because that's what I feel like playing today. How was your week, Jimble? Mine was pretty good. I had a pretty good, productive week. Not as productive as last week, but still quite productive. Felt pretty good. We don't need to watch the opening again. We watched it last week, apparently. God, must have been a long week. It seems like it was 2 weeks ago. Hey, Colin, how you doing? My week was good. Got a couple more videos out this week and got 10 new subscribers on that one shorts video I did. So that felt pretty good. That was like the most subscribers I've gotten in probably like a year. So I've been consistently losing subscribers since I came back from my hiatus. So this is the first week that the subscriber count was actually at the positive. So that felt pretty good. It's been a while since the channel's actually been growing. It's growing slowly, but you know, we're doing that. Hey, what's up, Brought You Wisdom? How you doing? We got the usual suspects so far. No idea when that stream was either. Time stopped being linear a few years ago. True dat, my friend. True dat. Like I said, if you're just joining us, we are going to continue our Banjo-Kazooie from apparently last week, as Jim informs me. He's absolutely correct according to the game history. So I'm not going to bother going through Mumbo's Mountain again, is what I'm getting at. Which is fine, because we can go to Treasure Trove Cove, which is one of the better levels in this game, I would say. I got to remember how the N64 controls translate to PS4 controller. Not too shabby, actually. How was your week, Colin? Find any new Sega Saturn games or shitty Game Boy Advance games to add to your collection this week? Good week. Came back to work after a holiday. Learned I got 10 extra vacation days this year, so fun time. Nice. Congrats. You gonna take them all at once or just sprinkled out throughout the year? I tend to get bored if I take more than like 1.5 days off. I'm usually good for like a day and a half, and then I start to get really bored and start to like feel guilty for taking time off when I have so many projects I want to do before I die. All that stuff. Hey Brisk, how you doing? I can boot up my N64 right now and play along. Howdy. By all means, play along. Colin was playing along with me a few weeks ago and with Days Before Christmas. That was kind of neat. Week's been weird. Might be getting sick. Oh, sorry to hear that. Might be seriously lacking sleep. Binged Orcs Must Die 2 this weekend. Kind of procrastinating some things. Could be worse. I've never played the Orcs Must Die series. Are they good? What kind of games are they? I don't actually know. I've heard a lot of people say good things about them, especially the second one. But I don't know anything but the title for them. I am currently playing a point-and-click adventure game that just came out this week called Children of Silent Town. It's pretty good. I played the demo for it back in October, and the demo really wowed me, but the full game is a little disappointing because it doesn't really do much different with the point-and-click adventure genre. It's pretty standard. It's got a really nice art style, so I like that. It's good enough that I'll finish it, but it's not something that's I'm probably going to bother reviewing or talking about because I don't feel there's enough meat on the bone, which is kind of a shame because I was after the demo I played, I was expecting there to be some interesting stuff to talk about, which is kind of why I picked it up because I was thinking like maybe I'd do a review of it, but I don't think I'm going to have enough to say about it to justify that, unfortunately. Might be worth playing on stream sometime for a few minutes, though. Not really sure how a point-and-click adventure game would translate on here, because especially a new one, because you kind of spoil the whole game if you watch somebody else play it. But alrighty, we're gonna go to the Treasure Trove Cove. I still can't get over how fantastic this game looks on an emulator. I shouldn't be surprised, but I am, because I've only recently been getting back into emulators, and should have been playing much longer from the sound of it. My week was pretty solid. Shot some stuff for a horror short film. Ooh, cool. Played some Mario Party 3 with some randos at my local retro game store, and unfortunately have yet to get Will Ferrell's Elf on GBA. That is a crying shame, my friend, to not have the best elf-themed game ever in your collection. Do they even have it at your retro store? I'm guessing not, or you probably would have picked it up. But unless it's like really expensive. What if like Will Ferrell's Elf on the Game Boy Advance is like a rare game, and it costs like $50, which is like a lot of money for a GBA game? That would be a lot. I wouldn't pay more than like $5 for that game personally. Ahoy there! This be Treasure Trove Cove. Oh, I totally fucked that up. I'm gonna get bitten. That's okay. Let's get the Jinjo. Just get that Jinjo. There we go. Ah, yeah, I know. There's a shark in the water. It's fine. Imagine a third-person fantasy shooter where you also choose traps, turrets, depending on the level design. Oh, like a giant pool of acid, wall pushes in. Oh, pushes it in? Pushes it in? Oh, so, okay. Third-person fantasy shooter with some strategy elements, it sounds like. Sounds pretty neat. I haven't played a, I don't think I've played a third-person shooter in a long time. I don't play a lot of first-person shooters these days either, but I do. Well, I guess I've been playing through the Metroid Prime trilogy right now. I don't really know if I consider that a first-person shooter. Nintendo always called it a first-person adventure. So, yeah. I've been at the end of Metroid Prime 2 for like a week now. That game is so tedious at the end. It's ridiculous. I mean, the whole game's kind of tedious in comparison to the first game, but I've had my fill of moving back and forth between the dark and light world at this point. Ow, come on. I haven't been specifically looking for Elf, but I doubt my place has it. It does have Elf Bowling 1 and 2, though. Well, that's how you know it's a quality store right there. I always liked how Nipper is like this massive crab, and then he just like, after you beat him, he disappears, or perhaps he turns into these little guys? It's interesting. Ah. Off to a great start. I'm getting my ass kicked. Oh, depth perception too. Yeah, come on, get it. There we go. And that's our first Jiggy of many for the day. Real talk, you think we'll ever get a Banjo 3 that isn't ukulele? I'm really surprised Microsoft is yet to try again with the Banjo-Kazooie series. Especially now, because like 3D platformers ever since like Hat in Time and Super Mario Odyssey came out are really popular once again, so I think now would be like the perfect time. I don't have high hopes because, you know, it's Microsoft we're talking about here, but there's always the potential for them to hire somebody besides modern day Rare to make Banjo-Kazooie. That might be good. I'd be down for that. My guess is we'll probably never get a full like Banjo 3, but maybe. We'll go find it, burps and blubbers. We'll get Banjo 3 whenever we get a Conker's Bad Fur Day. Conker's Other Bad Fur Day. That's one I hope we never get. I could see a Banjo 3 working out. I can't see a sequel to Conker's Bad Fur Day working out in modern times. In current year. Not in current year. Conker's is a thing of the past. Banjo could translate, I think. If we were to get a Conker's sequel nowadays, it would have to be so freaking meta. I mean, it wouldn't have to be, but the developers would make it so meta and so, like, on the nose that it would just be cringy. That's my prediction, anyway. I doubt, anyway, the whole team that developed Banjo is in Playtonic now. Yeah, probably not. From the sound of it, it seems like only like a handful of people went to Playtonic anyway, and it kind of shows. I haven't played. Have you guys played Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, which is more Donkey Kong Country? I haven't played it because I didn't like Yooka-Laylee, obviously. And I've never been a fan of Donkey Kong Country, personally. I can appreciate the games, but they've never been enjoyable to me, personally. So I never checked it out. I have definitely heard a lot of good things about it, but I wonder if it's from the same group of people that really enjoyed Yooka-Laylee. Which I feel those people are wrong. I'm not talking about liking Yooka-Laylee. I'm talking about, like, thinking it's like the best 3D platformer or the second coming of Banjo-Kazooie. Those people. There's plenty of people that enjoy Yooka-Laylee that seem to have a fair and balanced opinion on it, but then there's like diehard Yuka fans, and I do not understand that. I heard Impossible Lair is pretty alright. That's kind of what I've been hearing too. Alright, where to next? I suppose we could go to Leaky. Leaky the Bucket. We get some leaky bucket things going on here. The Spyro Crash Bandicoot remasters might give Microsoft some ideas, different genre perhaps, though more open world exploration to match Nintendo's trends. Yeah, there you go. That's probably what it'd be, is they'd probably just straight up try to do a Banjo-Kazooie, but Super Mario Odyssey. Which I might be down for. That sounds pretty neat, actually. I just want a Super Mario Odyssey 2. I think that would... They probably won't do it, but there's a chance, because they've done, like, direct Mario sequels in the past, like Galaxy 2. But I have a feeling they won't try an Odyssey 2. They really should, though. But who knows? It's a different era, different Nintendo. Simply stand on the disc and press the A button. Super self-explanatory, but I'm going to tell you how to do it anyway. Ha-ho! Boing. Hey, come poke 'em. Hello, Leaky. Me no good for water. Block with Pebble. Have you played either of the Banjo GBA games? I played, the two of them are Grunty's Revenge and Banjo Pilot. I played Grunty's Revenge, which I think is the one I was trying to remember the name of last week. How do I egg? How do I... Oh, right. C sticks. The C stick that doesn't, or the C buttons that don't exist. That's right. There we go. Yeah. I really liked Grunty's Revenge, actually. Have you ever played the GBA Spyro games, like Season of Ice, Season of Flame, Attack of the Rhinox? It's almost exactly the same game. And I liked those games, so I was totally into Grunty's Revenge. It had some really bullshit moments and some crappy mini games, and I want to say like the first two levels where it's just Banjo, because I think you get Kazooie like later in the game, because Kazooie gets kidnapped or something like that. Were kind of a pain in the ass, but wasn't too bad. Hey Tanish, how you doing? I'd be curious about a Blinks collection remake or whatever. That would be interesting. I'd take that. I never played the sequel, which I heard was much better than the first game, and I actually really liked the first game. It was arcadey, which in a time when arcade games didn't do very well, but I don't know, I liked it for what it was. I kind of wish Microsoft would have stuck with Blinks as a mascot for the Xbox. I don't know. It does seem like Blinks came out at a time when mascots were really dead, though, so... Kazooie... Where's the other O? There's the other O. There's the other O. Kazooie... Banjo-Kazooie. There we go. But yeah, I think that would be cool. Probably won't happen. I think Microsoft just wants to pretend Blinks doesn't exist. Which is a shame. Because they were, like, trying so hard to get a mascot for the Xbox. And I think Blinks' character design was a lot of fun. I mean, just really cool. Had some tood, but not too much. It's kind of like a nice callback to, like, 90s mascot platformers, but with, like, a 2000s edge to it, I guess. It's basically Shadow the Hedgehog cat with a vacuum cleaner, which is kind of cool. I definitely heard the second game was a lot better, though. But it just didn't sell worth a crap. Ah! Get up there. Get up there. There we go. And then I think, are there any other Banjo-Kazooie games that are, like, hidden? There's 2 on the GBA, right? And then there's Nuts and Bolts, obviously, which I really should give a second chance, because I was one of the people that hated that game when it first came out, but I know that game has its fans, and I think it's been long enough now that the pain of it not being what I wanted has worn off. I could probably enjoy it for what it is. But at the time, that wasn't happening, because I was just like, what is this fucking bullshit? I just want another Banjo-Kazooie game. Rest in peace, Blinks. Your sequel added more edge and hilarious character customization. Ooh, even more edge, huh? Nice. The box art for that game, I remember being really badass. It's like Blinks and like one of the... They were like pigs that were like his enemies, right? Yeah, it was like Blinks and some pigs just like growling at each other, like with their backs back to back or something like that. I just remember thinking that was like really cool box art whenever I saw it. Never picked it up though for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, dokie, where to next? Probably go in here and get the thing. Ah, shit, I always do that. Fuck me for holding forward while trying to go into a box. I don't want to go this way. I want to go this way. Do the shock jump pads next. I feel like if Cow the Kangaroo could come back, anything can. That's true. That's a good point. Yeah? I mean, not many people were expecting that one. I doubt that game sold very well. But I know that the, like, 3 Cow the Kangaroo fans in the world were super stoked for that game. So, I've never played any of those games, but I am familiar with them. The first one was on PS1, I want to say? Possibly N64? Another series I want to give a second try is Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I played quite a bit of the first game when it first came out, but I kind of remember it being really tedious, so I stopped playing. And then I never checked out any of the sequels. I think there were 2 sequels. I think there's only 3 games. And of course, it was like, you know, trying to get on that whole like edgy train too. I want to say, Ty has like an evil doppelganger that's like a dark version of him. That's like they're totally trying to do like a Sonic and Shadow thing in the sequel or one of the sequels or something like that. I don't know. I think Nitro Rat is like a really big fan of those games, or at least he was when he was a kid. I remember him doing a video on that a while ago anyway. I was just surprised more than anything. Also, the first game was only PC and Dreamcast. Really? Ah, okay. That's probably why it never caught on then. Thai was my jam, but I do have obvious bias. Yeah, being in Australia and all? What? There aren't enough games about badgers for Wisconsinites like myself. That's our state animal, the badger. And not like the honey badger either, but like the mean forest critters. I've never seen a badger though. It's our state animal, but I've never seen a badger. Ah. Actually, I can't think of a single game that has like a... Oh, I lied. I can think of a game that has a you play as a badger. Shelter. You guys ever play Shelter? It was kind of like a walking simulator where you played as a mother badger. God, I freaking haven't thought of that game in a long time. Yeah, you played as a mother badger, and there was like a forest fire, and you were trying to like lead your kids, your badger cubs, out of the forest to safety. And you started with like 4 badger cubs, or 5 badger cubs, and they could all had the ability to die along the way. So I remember like several of my badger babies dying before I got out of the forest fire, and it was heartbreaking. And then I think they made a sequel, which was like a similar concept, but it was with lynx and lynx kittens. That would kill me. I like cats way too much. The badgers already made me tear up when they died, but yeah, lynx kittens would just, I'd be devastated. Most people played the second cow game more than the first. That one was on GameCube, Xbox, and PS2. Ah, makes sense. Oh, I don't have the thing yet. Shit. I kind of forgot how to get up there. This way. Not this way. I just want these notes. Yippee, Snacker gets dessert too. Fuck you, Snacker. You're not gonna bite this bear booty. No siree. Oh, I was gonna say, is that all that's over here? Eggs? Oh, fuck. Oh, I really fucked up. Get up there. Ow. Snacker. No, no, no. Damn it. Camera. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, there were a lot of let's call them B game platformers, 3D platformers on the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. That was just oh, there is a Jiggy over here. I was thinking, maybe I shouldn't hit the mic. I was thinking there was only a Mumbo token over here. Lynxes are cute, agreed. Funny ears and basically cats on stilts, especially the little ones. Oh, I know, they are adorable. I just like all cats. Cats are just like, I swear, cats evolved just to be cute so humans would adopt them, basically. It's like, oh, apex predator of every area that it's in, and they're adorable, though. I got my own little demon taking a nap downstairs. I know he's taking a nap because he's not beating the shit out of my bedroom door trying to get in here right now. That's the only way I know he's sleeping. There we go. Can you blame people for only playing the second cow? First was Dreamcast and PC, while the third was PC and Poland only? Wow, I gotta do a video on Cow the Kangaroo. That's an interesting release history. Especially since, like, the current game, like, just came out on the Switch, like, a year or 2 ago. Also, I've always been interested in those games. Now I'm even more so. Ah, blah, blah, blah. God, it never ceases to amaze me how how much quicker you get jiggies in this game than Banjo-Tooie. Because, like, we got, what, 4 jiggies in this level so far? 6! We got 6! If this were Banjo-Tooie, we'd have maybe 1. It takes so freaking long to get a jiggy in that game. It's ridiculous. I do gotta say, the more I play Banjo-Tooie, the more I like it. And I might... Banjo-Kazooie has always been good to me, but it's never gotten better on subsequent playthroughs. So I can kind of see... I don't think I'll ever like Banjo-Tooie as much, but I can see why there are people that like Banjo-Tooie more. Because like I said, the more I play it, the more I like... Although, I have a confession to make. We're gonna read we're gonna read some more chat here before I confess to y'all something that I realized recently. What's your least favorite stage in this game that isn't Rusty Bucket Bay? For me, it's Click Clock Wood. I'm gonna say Bubble Gloop Swamp. Actually, I'm gonna say Bubble Gloop Swamp is my least favorite entirely. Like, I actually like Rusty Bucket Bay nowadays. I didn't at the time I made that video, which was like 5 years ago, but it's grown on me. And at the time I made that video, I was really, my game criticism, I was all about, like, first playthroughs. So, like, my belief at that time was that a good game should be enjoyable and understandable from a first-time player's perspective. Which, you know, kind of makes sense that if you're, you know, making a game, you know, you want to design it to teach players in such a way. But what I found over the past couple of years since making that Rusty Bucket Bay video, or last 5 years since making that, is that the best games seem to rarely be that. And, you know, it's usually like, the best games are the ones with the most depth, and those usually don't translate very well to a first playthrough. I think of, like, the Souls games, which will lead me into my confession here in a second. But, the Souls games are not noob-friendly. They never have been. There's always been a huge learning curve. And I think unless you can't really understand why they're so good until you've played them multiple times. And I like them for that, because the more I play them, the more I like them, the more depth I discover about them. And Rusty Bucket Bay is like that. It's a level made for veterans, you know, and I think Click Clock Wood is too. Although I think Rusty Bucket Bay is a better level nowadays. Oh, right, Bottles is here. I always assume that, like, Bottles' locations are, like, convoluted like they are in Banjo-Tooie, but they're not. They're really straightforward. You know, it's right there. But yeah. Hey, Boxing Jackalope, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. You're not entirely wrong on that. Apparently meowing is something adult cats only do for humans. Yes, I know! Or to mimic our babies, allegedly. It sure seems that way. Because cats don't... Yeah, adult cats don't meow out in the wild. I think that is a scientific fact. I'm pretty sure it's been proven that adult cats only meow at humans. Only kittens meow for their mother. And maybe it's just like adult cats equate their cat parents, their owner. I don't like saying owner when it comes to pet. That just sounds mean. But their cat parents with, like, their mother. So maybe it's just like a developmental thing. Maybe cats, like, you know, maybe we're stunting their growth or something. I don't know. I agree, actually. I'm not that against Rusty Bucket Bay, but most people usually say it's the worst level in the game, so yeah. I think from that first-time player perspective, it absolutely is. It's... Because I remember, like, my first couple playthroughs of Banjo-Kazooie, it always just brought brought the mood down for me. Every time I had to play Rusty Bucket Bay, I just like, oh god, I hate this level. It's such a pain in the ass. I still don't think it's a good level, but I think it's fine now. I think it gets the job done. But yeah, back in the day, back when I made that video, I just thought it was, I don't know. I thought it was just too obtuse for a new player, and I still kind of feel that way, but I enjoy it now. All right. Oh, I didn't clap. Damn it, I didn't clap. I broke the chain. All right, y'all ready for a confession? I think Dark Souls 2 is my favorite game in the Souls series. I discovered this recently. Yeah, I just got the vanilla version, which is the original release that they did before they re-released it on re-released it on PS4 and Xbox One, and put the whole Scholar of the First Sin thing together. And that was the version only version I ever played. And I probably played through the game like 30 times. And I always loved the game. I've always been one of those people that said Dark Souls 2 is rough, but it's still pretty damn good. Well, then I played the vanilla version, which has almost none of the bullshit that's present in the Scholar of the First Sin version. It is an incredibly well-balanced game. They absolutely butchered it when they did the whole Scholar of the First Sin update and brought it to, you know, more modern platforms. And I played through it and all of its DLC, and this most recent playthrough was just the best playthrough I've ever had of the game. Most enjoyable. You know, I discovered more things about the game because I wasn't like so focused on not dying that I was able to see, like, you know, little bits of lore that I never noticed before, or story bits, and all these things that I like about Dark Souls. And then I started playing a second playthrough, which has further convinced me that Dark Souls 2 is the best of the series. And that's something I never thought I'd say. It kind of surprises me too, but yeah. Oh. I would love a remake of this game with new visuals, but no real changes to the gameplay. Just kind of a safe one. Maybe a new world or something. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about, like, the whole, just visual remake. I talked about that, like, last week or the week before with the Demon Souls remake. I'm kind of against them. Like, I'm kind of just against remakes entirely. I don't think they are necessary, like, ever. Like, an updated version, sure. A remaster, by all means, please do. Something that, you know, fixes bugs or, you know, tidies up the game, or maybe fixes some graphical glitches or something like that. But a full-on remake of games, I just don't see the purpose of it. When, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Banjo-Kazooie needs a graphical remake. It looks beautiful. Yeah, it's a low poly game because it's old as hell, but look at these colors. Look at this design. You know, if they did a remake of this, a visual remake, you know, this grass here would have, like, you know, a shit ton of foliage and bloom and, like, flowers blowing in the breeze and stuff like that, which, you know, might be cool, but it's not really Banjo-Kazooie. I don't know. Bigger confession, I never finished any Dark Souls. For shame. I was stuck on the twin gargoyles in the first game for 3 hours and returned the game. Oh, Tanish, you're breaking my heart right now. I know, that first playthrough of any Souls game, it's brutal. Trust me, though. God, I don't think I got stuck for 3 hours on the gargoyles my first playthrough, but I definitely got stuck for a long time. And it was like halfway through the first Dark Souls before the game finally clicked with me and I understood why it was good. Because I kind of played it out of obligation my first playthrough. You know, I'm like, all these people are saying this is like the best game ever. And I played Demon Souls and I didn't think much of it my first playthrough. Ah, shit. There were notes up there. I want to go get those notes. I didn't think much of it my first playthrough. I thought it was kind of shit, personally, because I just didn't get it. And then I played Dark Souls, and I kind of felt the same way. I'm just like, God, this game is just designed to piss me off, is what it seemed like. But then about halfway through the game, everything just like clicked into place, and I suddenly understood it, and then I understood why everybody liked it so much, and then I've never looked back. The Souls series has kind of ruined games for me, in a way, because they're so unbelievably good that everything else is kind of bad in comparison. It's hard for me to get excited about other games, unless they're retro games that do something interesting, but yeah. That's just me. I don't know. You should give it another chance, Tanish. For me, please. On the topic of FromSoft, have you played any of the Echo Knight games? No, I haven't. I have admittedly never played any other From Software game except the Souls series. That's not true. I played 3D Game Heroes, which was co-developed with Cave. That was a good game. It's kind of like a riff on the Zelda 1 formula, or like a Link to the Past. I really liked it. Oh, and then there was also... Oh, I can't remember the name of it. There was a game on GameCube that From Software made. And it was like a card battler. It was like an action RPG, but you had like special attacks with like trading cards that you collected throughout the game. What the hell? It was like Kingdom something. Oh, I can't remember the name of that game. But yeah, it was good. Hey, Metro Doodles, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to some more Banjo-Kazooie. That's true, though. Something that can enhance like an OG version. Yeah, I think the best thing that they, the best version of Banjo-Kazooie might just be the Xbox Live versions. Which, if Microsoft wants to bring Banjo-Kazooie back, they should just start by releasing those versions on Steam. I don't think they're on Steam. Pretty sure they're still Xbox exclusives, which sucks. I do prefer the 4:3 aspect ratio, personally, for this game, because that's what it's designed for, but I mean, if you're gonna do anything with an old game, making it widescreen is a pretty safe bet to please everybody. I would like the option, though, if you're gonna do that, like, give the option of toggling on 4:3. There we go. Got me a jiggy. Yeah, there we go. Unless the game is trash, it doesn't need a remake. Absolutely. That thing about Bloom and remakes is so true. Yes, it's ridiculous. They add so much unnecessary, like, bloom and lighting effects, and it's very telling to me when, like, the remake runs worse than the original, just because they're so focused on making it graphically impressive that just bogs the game down unnecessarily. Did I get everything? I think I got everything. All the notes. Oh, I didn't get the honeycomb pieces, which I remember where one of them is for sure. Oh, I think I remember where both of them are. Hold on. Ah. My ear itches. Jesus. Have a certified seltzer moment here as we catch up with the chat. I didn't even think about this being a Sunday confession. Is this our first Sunday confession? Okay then, forgive me, for I have sinned. Banjo-Kazooie was my first real game, and I never finished it. Now our TV can't play it. If the console even works still. My God. I apologize if you've answered this before, but what's the best Souls game to start with? I've never been able to get into them. Ooh, good question. Let me catch up with the rest of the chat, and then I'll answer that one, because it's probably going to be a long answer from me. I might give it another go. I mean, I had the same experience with Devil May Cry 1 and 3. After years of not playing them, for some reason, it just clicked. Yeah, that was another one. Pretty much any, like, hack and slash game, like Devil May Cry, took me a while to get into. Like, the original God of War comes to mind. Like, I had to try that several times before it finally clicked with me, and then once it did, I really liked it. And same thing with Devil May Cry and Devil May Cry 3. I actually played Devil May Cry 2 as well. I know. But yeah, those took me a while to get into as well. Not quite as, they weren't quite as bad as Dark Souls, but because they were at least similar to other games I had played. But when I played the Souls game for the first time, they were so unlike anything else I had ever played. There was nothing I had to really compare them to. So Metro Doodles, I've never played Dark Souls either. Oh my god, man, y'all are watching me and I talk about Souls games all the time and you never played them. You guys gotta give them a chance. I know they're hard to get into. I totally feel the pain, but you just, once you get into them, you'll be like, they're the best thing ever. I promise you. Promise you. I must be getting excited because my face is getting sweaty here. All right, did I catch up with everything? I'd highly recommend playing the Echo Knight games. They had a lot of really good atmosphere and a chilling mood with a very gripping story. The third one is pretty flawed, though. As long as it's doing interesting things, I'll play through pretty much any flawed game. I can't stand it when a game is bad and just doing nothing interesting. If a game's bad, but it's doing something interesting, I'll stick it through to the end every single time. So I'd be down for that. I really want to get into the Kingsfield games, which are kind of like proto Dark Souls, really, except they're first person. I haven't gotten into those, so yeah. I definitely go back and play the rest of FromSoft's massive catalog. All right, I think I've caught up with the chat. Time to answer that question. As I go finish my getting the honeycomb pieces here. Okay, the question was, what's the best Souls game to start with? I've never been able to get into them. I'm gonna say probably you have a couple options. Depends on what kind of games you like. If you like action games, so like if you like Devil May Cry, you like really fast-paced action or something like that, I would start with Dark Souls 3. It is pretty forgiving, except when it comes to the bosses. The bosses are really well designed, but they're really challenging. But the rest of the game is pretty forgiving. But then every once in a while you hit a wall. But they, the level design's not quite as good in 3 as it is with the rest of the series, so if you get stuck on a boss, you kind of get stuck pretty good, which kind of sucks. But they're also pretty good about allowing you to just, like, you know, respawn close to where the boss is at, so you can just keep banging your head against the boss to get good. So that helps a lot. I say if you're good at action games, that'd be a good place to start. If you're into, like, JRPGs and you like stats, and you like, you know, leveling your character and your character's stats make a big difference on how you play, I would say start with Dark Souls 2. Preferably the vanilla version, not the Scholar of the First Sin version, because that game is much more stats based. You level up a lot faster in that game, and you have much bigger, more fine-tuned control over your character than you do with the other games in the series. But kind of like if you're looking for an all-arounder, Dark Souls 1 is a good one to start with, too. So kind of depends on what kind of game you're into, but yeah, the Dark Souls trilogy is a good shot. I would wait. I wouldn't play Demon Souls right away, because even though that game is by far the easiest in the series, it is also does the poorest job of teaching the player of what to do. Maybe the honeycomb piece is on the other side. I think it is. I forgot. Beaner boy, how's it going? Hi there. We're talking about Dark Souls at the moment while playing Banjo-Kazooie. It's fine. So yeah, I wouldn't start with Demon Souls, because even though it's the easiest game in the series by far, it does not do a very good job of teaching you what to do. You kind of have to know how to play it before you play it, sort of thing. Maybe it isn't up here. I don't remember where the other honeycomb piece is. Crap. I thought it was in here. Oh no, it's in a chest? Maybe it's also in the water. Yeah, and then I wouldn't, Bloodborne is one of the harder ones, as much as I love Bloodborne. It's really hard. Very unforgiving game. And then Sekiro might be a good place to start if you're really good at rhythm games, because Sekiro is kind of and, you know, I just contradicted myself. I kind of forgot Elden Ring existed briefly. Elden Ring might be the best place to start overall, come to think of it, because you have so many options at your disposal. The open world allows you to pretty much go anywhere if you get stuck. Yeah, forget, you know, it's much easier than I was making it out to be. Just play Elden Ring. That's what comes down to. Just Elden Ring's the best place to start now that I think about it. Yeah, long-winded way of saying don't listen to me. Just play Elden Ring. Where is that last honeycomb piece? Do you guys remember? I don't remember. I was thinking it was in that ship, but it's not. Maybe it's up here? I got that. There's a Jiggy in this pool. Something over here. Crap. Is there like a hidden chest or... Oh, wait. Is it right here? Oh, nope, that's where that Jiggy was. Oh, shit, Snacker. Well, I guess I'm gonna move on without it, because I don't want to waste y'all's time just faffing around looking for this thing that I forgot where it was, so. Oh, Snacker's gonna get me. I really wish I could remember where that was, though. It was, Whatever. I've never finished Banjo-Kazooie or Tooie. Tooie I understand. Tooie's insane. And you know what? I kind of understand not finishing Banjo-Kazooie either, because it's like, yeah. Click Clock Wood and Rusty Bucket Bay are right at the end, which are not noob friendly at all. And, brain fart. They're not noob friendly at all. And then the final battle with Grunty is kind of a pain in the ass. Like, I've beat this game many times, and I always struggle with Grunty every single playthrough. So I totally understand not beating Banjo-Kazooie. Is the plot of Sekiro the baby of Batman and Naruto has to protect his Hokage? But then he was taken by the arm bandit, and then you glue it back out with whatever, with the power of friendship. No, I haven't played Sekiro. Can you tell me? That is not. I kind of wish it was though, but that's not the story of Sekiro. No, the plot of Sekiro is there's like, you know, it takes place in like the Warring States period in Japan. There's different warring factions, and there's also a clan of shinobi, but not like Naruto shinobi, more like realistic shinobi. So basically, you play as a war orphan who's taken in by the shinobi clan and trained, but then you're given as a gift to the young lord of one of the warring factions to become his bodyguard, basically. And then, like, in the first 5 seconds, he gets kidnapped. And then that's basically the whole game. You got to get him back. And then some other stuff happens. So, yeah, not too far off, but... It's like Sega Shinobi. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, kind of. A little bit. I've beaten Banjo-Kazooie, but never finished Tooie. Yeah, understand that. Very much understand that. I don't know, that's the basic gist of Sekiro, but, you know, From Software has their own twist on that, because, of course, they do. It has more to do with, like, you know, immortality, and spoiler alert, because I doubt anybody really cares, but the middle of the game, you rescue your young lord, and then he wants to basically prevent, there's like this thing that like makes people immortal, and he wants to basically make it impossible for anyone to ever become an immortal ever again. So that's how the rest of the game comes out. But much like every game in the Souls series, you don't really need to pay attention to the story whatsoever, because it's all about the gameplay at the end of the day. And the story's mostly told through the gameplay and, you know, little tidbits here and there, which is how I like games that tell their story. Let's Bubble Goop Swamp. Wait, we're not going here yet. What am I doing? I don't want to go there yet. We got to go to Clanker's Cavern next, right? That's where I'm going. I've heard Sekiro is actually most closely related to the Tenchu stealth assassin games, which I think originally it started as a sequel to a Tenchu game, because that's how Activision ended up publishing the game, because I think From Software wanted to originally, this is hearsay, I don't know if this is true, I don't think they've ever confirmed this, but it seems like From Software wanted to make a spiritual successor to the Tenchu series, but there were some things they didn't understand about, like, the coding, like how the games functioned on the PlayStation, and also PS2, I think. So they contacted Activision to see if they could get, like, their hands on the source code for those games, so they could look through and see how the original developers did a few things, and it helped them design Sekiro. So I don't know, which it's strange that, you know, Activision published a FromSoft game, but there's that. It makes sense. The Lonely Goomba. Heyo, how you doing? Is this the 64 version or Xbox? Technically, it's the N64 version, but we are playing on an emulator at the moment, so yes. Yes, it is. I'm playing on my Steam Deck, ultimately. I could probably write a whole essay about Sonic Adventure 2's story. Oh, I might be into that, actually. I always really liked the story in that game when I was a kid. I used to play it for the story a lot, because I remember it just being really heartwarming. Now I find it kind of cheesy, but I also find it endearing in a cheesy way. Man, I got really thirsty all of a sudden. Good thing I have another seltzer on hand. Let's see, what did I miss here? It was more of a problem with playing on the TV for me. Diddy Kong Racing was more of a consistent time sink there. Oh, than Banjo-Kazooie. That makes sense. Clanker's Cavern was my least favorite level by far. Me and my sister got frustrated on the swimming segment for way too long, even after buying the walkthrough. Yeah, the first time I had to do that, it was kind of a pain in the ass, and it was also kind of terrifying at the same time. It's a little nerve-wracking, and Banjo-Kazooie's... I don't want to go to Bubble Goop Swamp yet. No. I forgot where the painting for Clankers is. That's my problem here. But yeah, I remember, like, my first playthrough of Clanker's Cavern was kind of a pain in the ass. I really like this level now, but not so much at the time. Man, you think with, like, the bazillion times I played this game, I'd remember intuitively where everything's at, but I don't. So, Like, where the hell's the painting? Oh, I know where the painting is. It's down here. Right. I remember now. Speaking of Shinobi, anyone played the PS2 Shinobi reboot? I played it briefly. I didn't care for it at the time, but I didn't really give it a fair chance. That's the one with the really long scarf, right? I think it is. Yeah, I played a little bit of that. I've heard good things. I know a lot of people really like that game, but I rented it back in the day, and it just didn't really appeal to me. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's not over here. What the frick? Nope, not in there. To be honest, Banjo 1 holds up incredibly well. Absolutely, I agree. I think Banjo-Tooie holds up pretty well too, but not nearly as well. As I was kind of saying before you joined the chat there, Lonely Goomba, Banjo-Tooie has grown on me a lot in recent years, but it is much looser than this game for sure. All right, no, this goes to the, maybe it is this way. Jesus, my next world is the hardest yet. I don't know. I suppose yet, compared to Mumbo's Mountain and Treasure Trove Cove. Is this where the Clanker's Cavern painting is at? Jesus, I don't remember. Same room as where the Cove's entrance is. Oh, right, duh, thank you. Right. Thank you. What a dink. I can't believe I forgot that. I just love the textures on the wall here. Like, they didn't just make them flat. They put, like, little demons there and stuff like that. And most people probably didn't notice it back in the day because they were playing with their AV cables on their tiny-ass CRT television. Oh, yeah. Good times. There's so many little details in old games that I never noticed as a kid just because the fidelity was terrible. It was not the CRT's fault. It was mostly the AV cables that all of us were playing our games on back in the day. Or an RF. Oh, heaven forbid. If you want to place, I do. Just press Z. There we go. Wasn't there a new... boop, boop, boop. I don't remember having much of a hard time with Clanker's Cavern. Yeah, I think it was just my original playthrough. It was difficult, but then subsequent playthroughs, it's been fine. I can kind of say that that's true for most of this game in general. Wasn't there a new Shinobi on the DS or something? 3DS. I don't really like Tooie much. I really like to try it, but you never know where to go or when it's safe to progress or not. I find myself completely and utterly lost a lot. Yeah, that's that game in a nutshell. Not quite as bad as, well, not nearly as bad as Donkey Kong 64, but yeah. It's a thing. There's a lot of fucking around in that game you gotta do. Even if you know where to go and what to do, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get things done occasionally in that game. All right, we're on track now. Go give it a go. It has a simple mechanics, but it's hard, especially stage 3 onwards. Can't finish though because the final boss is terrible. Damn, that sucks when like the whole game's like really good and then like the final boss sucks. I change out my seltzer here. I'm gonna have to like get a big drink of water from my massive mammoth water bottle here because I am just dying of thirst. Ugh. Pardon me. I don't know why I got so thirsty all of a sudden. I just want to go in a level and be able to finish it. With Tooie, it's always second-guessing myself since there is no indication you have everything available. Absolutely. Yeah, that's Tooie in a nutshell. And then, Jesus. I'm just ruining everything here. Hold on. These warm Wisconsin weathers we're having here are killing me. My Northman blood is just not cut out for this. Hey, Live Coil, how you doing? Sorry I'm a tardy to the party. What's up? Oh, not a whole lot. We're just going to play some Banjo-Kazooie. We're talking about Dark Souls and Shinobi and having some good old times. Hey, Wakos, how you doing? I can't remember if this level and Dire Docks helped me get over a fear of the ocean or gave me the phobia. Nice. Final Fantasy 3, not 6. It's like that. It's absolutely amazing NES RPG, and then you get to the final dungeon, and it absolutely destroys you unless you grind for like a million years. Ah, that sucks. I really hate when games make you grind like more than ever. Ah, I hate that. I used to find that giant crab in the second level scary, and I don't know why. I could see that. The way the music fades in as you get close. Yeah? I could see that. Just one new move to find this time. Let's do it. No, talk about scary. When we get up to, like, you know, before I swim into the main room of Clanker's Cavern. Like when you just see Clanker's teeth bearing at you, that scared the shit out of me as a kid. And he's such a friendly chap too, but you know, it's totally like a totally a lesson of don't judge a book by its cover sort of thing. I feel you. I never made it past the water level in Tooie. The worlds are just too big, and then jiggies aren't used effectively as a guiding tool. Yeah, it takes forever to get stuff in there. Especially, oh yeah, Jolly Roger Bay is the worst. Right? That's gotta be... Oh, Grunty Industries is pretty bad, too. At least as far as not knowing where to go and what to do. Yeah, that level is so tedious. But at least it doesn't have you swimming. Yeah, the underwater segments in Jolly Roger Lagoon are oof, pretty bad, actually. I don't like them. At least you could breathe underwater for them, because Mumbo aerates the water, so like you can breathe. But still. I never finished Tooie. I got to Grunty Industries and quit. Wasn't even enjoying it prior. Yeah, my first playthrough of Banjo-Tooie, I had enough jiggies to go fight the final boss by the time I got to Grunty Industries, so I never actually played it I never played much of it because I just remember being so frustrated with it at the time. Like that, like God, that just scared the crap out of me as a kid. Like, oh my God, there's this huge mouth of teeth. What the frick? I suppose it's better than the teeth being outside the mouth, perhaps. But he's such a friendly chap, but he's kind of scary, you know. Kazooie works over Tooie because the worlds are scrutinized and compromised to be tight and engaging. A lot of them have hubs with which branch out to various areas like the snow and haunted house levels. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot more streamlined, that's for sure. It's a lot shorter of a game too. I think it came out at Banjo-Kazooie came out at the right time before every 3D platformer was trying to one-up everyone else by, you know, stuffing as much content into the game as possible. Like Spyro 3 has that problem. Like Year of the Dragon. It's just the core game is so good, but there's so much extraneous bullshit because they were just trying to do so much. Oh God. Okay, come on. I need to get some bubbles. Give me some booble. I can't tell how close oh shit. Oh, we're fucked. Oh, we're so fucked. Oh, I lucked out. Come on, give me some of that sweet bubble. Nah, crap. Well, at least I can lift Clanker. Yeah, and this being the N64 game, if I die, I gotta recollect all the notes, which is a great change they made in the Xbox Live version, thankfully. That's the kind of stuff that they should fix in remakes, I think. You know, making it a note score, so like, you know, if you die, you have to recollect all the notes again. That's no fun. I'm gonna see if I can get all the notes here. I do like how the music just kind of fades to this, like, farty horn when you're down here. Nothing like a good old farty horn to enhance your, enhance the tension of almost drowning. There we go. Okay. Now I just gotta raise Clanker and get that Jinjo, and we can get out of here. It kind of sucks, too, because this is like the... If you don't do this part in Clanker's Cavern, like, you can only... I don't think you can get, like, any other Jiggies. Maybe, like, one or two, but most of the Jiggies are on or inside Clanker himself, so you have to... You have to do this part before you can do anything else, which kind of sucks. Up, up, up. Come on, get that bubble. Okay, okay. Grab that Jinjo. Grab the Jinjo. Rotate the Clanky Clank. Boop, ba-doo, boop, boop, ba-doo, boop. When I was a kid, I would be scared shitless right now. Just because, I don't know, being this deep underwater, like, it was an unnerving experience. Not too bad now. I was wondering if I'd be able to do this as well on the PS4 controller I'm using, because this game just plays so much better with an N64 controller. But I managed. It's fine. Let's get out of the water here. There we go. Whew! We done did it. Kazooie is like Mario 64 too. Yeah, kinda. You ever gonna get PS2 games on later streams? Yes, eventually. I have a PS2 emulator on here. I just haven't put any ROMs on, or ISOs on yet. It's a little... Storage space is kind of a problem when it comes to that. Like, any system up to... like the N64 and PlayStation, I can pretty much put the entire library on here without, you know, too much concern. But then you get into like the PS2 era, and the entire PS2 library, I looked it up recently, equates to about 1.5 terabytes of data. And I only have 1 terabyte of storage on this thing. So unlike the previous, unlike every other system on here, pretty much, I have to curate what I put on here, and that slows me down. I'd rather just, you know, download a shit ton of... Oh, excuse me. I'd rather just download a shit ton of games and throw them on here, and then, you know, be able to play them. But because storage space is so limited, that's kind of slowing me down on, like, getting anything past, like, the PS1 and N64 era, just because I don't know. I don't know what to put on here. I can't just find, like, a pack of games that's like, here's, like, you know, a curated pack of games for the PS2. It's always just, you know, here's one game, or here's every game. That's about it. If you ever played the GBA Banjo game, I played, yeah, I mentioned this earlier. There's 2 of them. There's Banjo Pilot, which I haven't played, and then Banjo Grunty's Revenge. And I played that one, and I thought it was pretty good. Not too bad. Come on, we're gonna polish up them golden teeth there, Clanker. Yeah, that's one. I agree, the reason that the notes reset when you enter or exit a level is apparently a memory issue, but it still sucks. It's easy to die and lose all your notes and gulp Rusty Bucket Bay. Yeah, especially Rusty Bucket Bay. Even now that I kind of like that level, yeah, the notes are kind of an issue. Ah, camera. The C button's being mapped to the right analog stick is kind of throwing me off. There we go. I done did it. Ah, this tooth not hurt now. Oh, you know, I should probably go grab that Jiggy. That might help. And get these notes. Notes for shoats. Grunty's Revenge is really solid for a GBA game, in my opinion. I agree. I really like it. Lonely Goomba, have you liked that game, have you played the Spyro GBA games? Season of Ice, Season of Flame, and Attack of the Rhinox, because they are basically the same game as Grunty's Revenge. Same perspective, same, kind of the same graphics, too. Except it's Spyro instead of Banjo. I really like those games. Season of Ice is a little rough, but Season of Flame and Attack of the Rhinox are really good. They're probably, outside of the main Spyro trilogy, they're probably the best Spyro games, actually. Yeah, there's that childhood trauma resurfacing again. Oof, and yes, the level introduces the player to the idea that they can change the environment, but it doesn't do it so elegantly, is the issue. Yeah, I agree. I don't think you've played any Dreamcast stuff on here, right? I played Crazy Taxi once. I think that was it. Pretty sure that's the only Dreamcast game we've played on stream so far. I only, much like the PS2 games and stuff, or PS1 game, I only have a handful of Dreamcast games on here. Almost all of the ROMs I have on here came from my RetroPie, so I didn't even... So, like, the Dreamcast games that I have are games that the guy who made my RetroPie put on there because they ran on the system. But now that we're playing on the Steam Deck, we got more power at our disposal, so I could probably get the entire Dreamcast library, but it's the same thing. Those games are a lot bigger than PS2 and 64 games, so storage space is a problem. I've been thinking about getting a, not like a NAS, but like a little box to put a shit ton of cheap hard drives in it, just so I can have just an ungodly amount of ROMs and then plug it into the USB port on the Steam Deck dock. And then play all the games off of that. That would work. That might be what I have to do going forward if we're gonna keep playing, we're gonna keep doing the retro game hops. We need more games. More games. All the games. My dream is to have one system where I can play every game ever made. Some say it is a fool's errand. I say it's a challenge. I say it's time to get this Jiggy. PS2 games are some of the games with the best upgrade. Only with the emulator upscale, it can upscale the graphics so much you think some of them are PS3 games. Yeah. Oh, I know. I've seen some, like, especially if you're running in, like, 4 times resolution and, you know, with some anti-aliasing. And, yeah, PS2 games look beautiful when they are properly emulated. I'm going to go, before we go into Clanker, let's go this way. Maybe for each stream you could have some games on, then ask which game should be on for the next stream, constantly cycling the PS2 library with each stream. It's not a bad idea. It's still... Oh. It's still kind of... Oh, I went this way already. Right. Okay. I still kind of run into the same problem. I suppose I could, you know, delete games, but I don't like doing that. If I'm going to download stuff, I'd, you know, like to be able to access it whenever. Especially if it's a good game, too. I don't want to be like, oh, this week we're playing these 5 PS2 games, but I need to delete them all so I can, you know, do whatever. It'd be different if I had like a big storage thing, like, you know, but all of my computers are pretty much strapped for storage, because especially the machine I'm streaming from right now, which is my editing computer. Oh my god, I run out of space on this thing all the frickin' time. And it's because I edit in Blackmagic Raw from my fancy cinema camera, which is great, but an hour of footage equates to about 500 gigabytes of data, and oh, that is, thankfully I can trim it down, you know, to like, I don't know, 60 by the time I'm finished editing. But yeah, storage is a bit of a struggle these days for me. Mostly footage and now ROMs. I'm just a data hoarder, I guess. Yeah. Come on. Oh no. There we go. Oh, I should probably watch my air. Uh-oh. Oh, that note's gonna have to wait. Come on, get up there. Come on, get up there. Oh, that was close. We almost died. Okay, gotta pay closer attention to that. Why do I feel like grunty is a British term for difficult poop? Rare loves using innuendos. I can just picture like Chris Seaver or like David Wise or Grant Kirkhope, somebody from Rare, just walking in. Bro, I had a wicked bad grunty last night. That's the name of our villain, bro. That does, I never thought of it like that, but that totally does sound like a British innuendo now. Oh, I fucked it up again. Come on, I just want this one note that I missed when I almost drowned. There we go. Oh, oh. Come on, turn around. There we go. Should play Sonic Adventure 1 on here sometime for a Dreamcast recommendation, or Cow the Kangaroo 1. Yeah, I really should. Especially Sonic, since so many of you guys are Sonic fans. I should do that. Since I don't make Sonic videos anymore, because it's not really my cup of tea anymore. It's the least I could do, I suppose. I want one machine to play everything. Sounds like a supervillain scheme. Stealing that idea. That is a good idea. A supervillain who only wants to play video games, but he only wants to play on one piece of hardware. I like this idea. Did I get everything that was underwater here? No, I didn't get that jiggy. Trying to collect everything out and about before I go into Clanker. There is some Steam dock you can install an SSD to. Yeah, I think that's the JSOX, I believe. An SSD directly into, especially if you play mostly docked. Else if you don't use your micro SD, then there's a 1 terabyte micro SD. That's what we're playing off of right now, is a SanDisk Ultra 1 terabyte SSD, or not SSD, micro SD that I paid a lot of money for. It's only a terabyte though. All the ROMs and stuff that I have on here, in addition to my Steam games, I've already got 700 gigs filled on that thing, so boop, boop. Just clap, clap. I don't want to clap while I'm underwater, I'll drown. Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of looking into the JSOX thing, but it's kind of the same problem, though. It's like the most I could add is like another 4 terabytes. Only 4 more terabytes of data, and I'd have to pay a lot more money for that because it's the M.2 NVMe is what it supports. But if I were to make a box with like, because for the same price I could buy close to 16 terabytes of storage space on a hard drive. And if I'm using it to play like emulators and stuff, it's gonna be fast enough. You know, especially if I set them up in like a RAID 0 configuration or something like that. Ah, come on. No, no. Not the mutant crabs. Huh? Ah. Okay, now that's bullshit. No! No! Did y'all see that? He freaking popped into existence right on top of me. What a piece of shit. Damn it. I don't think I'm going to be getting all the notes now. Fuck. I was backing up to like prevent myself from dying and he popped into existence right on top of me. Ah, that sucks. I guess I'll collect the notes. Now I gotta go back under where frickin' Clanker's chain is at. Ah. Big oof. Big oof, I say. Video footage takes up way too much space. I used to record my friend's band using multiple cameras. Oh yeah, that'd do it. Multicam is insane. But now I just use one mostly because of storage space. No reason why terabyte hard drives should still be as expensive as they are. The terabyte hard drives aren't too bad. They're pretty cheap. Like a 10 terabyte hard drive you could get for like 150 bucks. It's really not that bad. But like an SSD though. Like I just bought like earlier this year I added 4 more terabytes of storage through an SSD and it was like 300 bucks. It was insane. And it was only 4 terabytes. I mean, I know they're a lot faster, which is why I bought it, but ugh. Maybe it's not like 150 bucks for a 10 terabyte, but it's much cheaper. I think I was looking at some and I figured that like if I wanted like 20 terabytes of storage or something like that, it would be like 800 bucks or something like that. Which is a lot, but that's also a lot of storage, so I don't want excuses for you to play more obscure games, I know, because I know some really obscure PS2 games. See, that's why. I want the whole PS2 library on here or really close to it, so just for that reason. Well, and also, it makes getting gameplay for my videos so much easier when I can just go, oh, I have this game, you know, and a physical copy on my shelf, but it's gonna look like crap if I hook it up to my capture card with my PS2. Even if I'm upscaling it with my FrameMeister, or I can run it with an emulator, it'll look gorgeous every single time. It just looks so much better. I think that's one of things, like, you know, we've talked about game preservation a lot on these streams, but that's one area where I feel like game companies have really failed, is just like allowing, I don't know, just like footage of games in a crisp, clean environment. Just something simple like that. Like, just for like, if you're gonna talk about, I don't know, World of Let's Plays is kind of this, but it's not quite there. I always thought it'd be nice to have like an archive of like gameplay footage that anybody could access and use for like their videos or something like that. I'm sure something like that exists somewhere, but I'm not familiar with it. And if it does, the footage quality is probably pretty bad because, you know, everybody has different capture hardware. I don't think there's any notes in. Oh, right. I gotta get all the Jinjos again. Don't I? Super. Jump scare crab. Like, what the frick is that? Like, Bujingai. Basically Chinese martial arts film game in game form, including the bad English dubbing, like one boss named Trogdor. Trogdor, nice. I thought it said Trogdor at first, like the old Homestar Runner thing. I only use SSD for C drive, to be honest. That's the best way to do it. But you can try emulating the games with a physical disc if you plug in a disc drive. Oh, you know what? I never thought of that. That's not a bad idea. I do have quite the sizable PS2 library downstairs, so that's not a bad idea there, Tanish. I might have to look into that. Yeah, I always forget that's an option. I used to stick PS1 games into my computer and emulate them off the disc. A lot. I've never done it with a PS2 game, but I'm sure the Steam Deck could do that. I don't know why it wouldn't be able to. If you're gonna play a PS2 game, I'd love to see Shadow of the Colossus. I would say Metal Gear Solid 3, but the intro cutscenes for most MGS games are too long for your sort of stream. Yeah, I'd probably have to deny that one simply because Kojima games are pretty long in the tooth with their cutscenes and story. Also, I'm not a big Metal Gear Solid guy, so I do really need to give Metal Gear Solid 3 a chance. I know. I've never played it. I didn't like 1 or 2, so I never gave 3 a chance. Okay, there we go. Come on. Let's recollect these once again. Then go fight the mutant crabs that kicked my ass earlier. It sucks. I think there was a box of honeycomb in that room, too. I could have saved myself if Jump Scare Crab hadn't come out of nowhere and got me. Or we might just drown again right here. I'm Gloop. Yes, I do need air bubbles. Oh, shit. How do I keep getting ahead of them? That. There we go. And then the other Jinjo. Yeah, this level ain't so bad unless you die. And then it kind of becomes tedious. Oh my god. Oh my god, come on. Alright, now let's go up here and get some air. We're almost back on track to where I was when I died. Alright, get the Jinjo. We got the Jinjo. Get the note. Is this the last note? Cool, get the hell out of here. Hopefully I got enough air to get to the surface now. Pretty sure I do. Burninating the countryside! Dun dun! Trogdor. So great. First time I ever heard of Trogdor was actually on Guitar Hero 2. Because they made a song out of that. Good times. Snatcher is one I'd love to recommend, but it has a similar issue with other Kojima games with a 7-minute opening cutscene, but it's worth giving a shot at some point. Snatcher is like the one... I'm sure I've said this before. It's the one Kojima game that's always really intrigued me. That and Death Stranding for some strange reason. I weirdly want to give Death Stranding a chance one of these days. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Ryan's played through Death Stranding. He really liked it, actually, so... Okay, maybe don't get killed by the Jump Scare Crab this time. But yeah. Yeah, games that are really heavy on the cutscenes are kind of suck to stream because we're all just kind of sitting here. Rare games like I don't know if I want to play if we ever play Banjo-Tooie on stream, it's gonna have to be a dedicated stream like this is because the opening of that game is so freaking slow and you can't skip the cutscenes at all. It's like 20 minutes of cutscenes at the beginning of Banjo-Tooie. It's ridiculous. All right, I gotta jump up on the Z-pipe here first. Nope, there isn't a honeycomb box in here. Okay, well, that's fine. There we go. Xenoblade 2 has obnoxiously long cutscenes. Yeah, I bet. I mean, a lot of JRPGs do. Which I think that's the appeal for fans of JRPGs is like not necessarily the cutscenes, but the story in general. I don't know, when I was big into JRPGs, I do remember really enjoying like cutscenes and stuff. Honestly, that's probably my favorite part of Final Fantasy IX is the story and the cutscenes. Like, I don't think the gameplay is really anything special, but I like the characters and I like the story so much that I'm willing to put up with the gameplay, kind of. Hey Mark, how you doing? If you hate cutscenes, don't stream Gradia 3. Duly noted. I will not do that. I used to be anti-cutscene, like, in all cases, for any reason, but I definitely think cutscenes have their place nowadays. I just think you shouldn't rely on them, and I think I said this, like, last stream, too. It's like, they should always be skippable. Always. For any reason whatsoever. And if your gameplay can't stand without the cutscenes, you probably fucked up. Come on, let's get that other tooth there. Come on. There we go. Was too much. I just wanted to play and chill. Wanted to chill and play a game, but instead my entire session was 40-minute cutscene. I mean, watching a cutscene's pretty chill, right? But yeah, you didn't get the gameplay part. I had a friend who loved Death Stranding. Has very idiosyncratic gameplay and a typical weird Kojima story, so of course it's polarizing. But he really recommended it. Haven't played it myself. I've heard a lot of people say they really like it, but it's one of those games that takes some getting used to. I'm kind of intrigued by it. It looks like a good game to just like chillax to, but again, it has the cutscene problem that every Kojima game is known for. Is just it's so cutscene heavy. Oop, that's not what I want. This is what I want. Oh, Grandia 2. Damn, I can't spell. You know, I'm sure Grandia 3 is like that too, right? I think there's a Grandia 3. On the topic of cutscene heavy games, Until Dawn, exception or not? Ooh, that's a good point. Okay, let's have a certified seltzer moment and get real here. Yeah. I really liked Until Dawn. I think it's the kind of game it's good for a single playthrough, but it's kind of like the Telltale games. Like, they're really good for your first playthrough, but repeat playthroughs, the cracks begin to show and you can see how shallow they really are. But if you only play it once, it's a good time. And yeah, the entire game is basically a quick time event. All cutscenes, but you can do minimal interaction here and there. It seems like your choices matter your first playthrough, but if you try to play the game a second time, which I did, you can very clearly see they don't matter at all, which is the same thing with like Telltale games. It's like they have an illusion of choice, but there really is no choice fundamentally. I would say, oh right, I gotta start with the green one. I guess I would say they're an exception because the game's designed around that. You know, it's kind of like Dragon's Lair, which I don't like, but there is some enjoyment to be had there. Again, not big on quick time events at all. But I don't know, I feel like Until Dawn did some interesting enough things, and oh crap. Now I'm gonna fuck it up because might as well just faff around. There's no reason. Not gonna be able to beat it now. I might have been able to. Whatever. I gave up too soon. We'll just try again. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I don't know. Until Dawn was designed around it. The first playthrough, it had pretty good illusion of having a lot of choice. Not too bad. Have I told you guys how much I hate frickin' hoop minigames in in video games? Like, this is just the laziest design thing ever. I hate it in Banjo-Kazooie. I hate it in Ukulele. I hate every frickin' game that does flying through rings or jumping through hoops or... It's just like the most banal and boring shit. And it just it's a mechanic that shows up constantly in games from this era. And I know why, because because it's just easy to do and it just takes no effort whatsoever. And the developer can pad out the gameplay. Fuck hoops. That's like my biggest gaming pet peeve ever is hoop minigames or ring minigames. Anyway. Metal Gear Solid 4 has aged like milk. The cutscene holds the record for the... Oh, the ending cutscene holds the record for the longest in all of gaming at 70 minutes? Are you kidding me? I don't want to watch a whole freaking movie. Oh my god, 70 minutes long. That is ridiculous. I knew that game had some insanely long cutscenes. I didn't know they were that bad. Wow, that's like a whole freaking movie after you beat the game. Alright, where do we go now? We go this way. Snatcher doesn't have too many cutscenes for a Kojima game. Most of them barely even last a minute, but most of the final act is like a 40-minute cutscene. Oof. Yeah, that's a turn off too. I think it's different, like I was saying with Until Dawn. I think it's different if like the whole game is that. I'm not a big fan of those kind of games, but I don't want to write them off entirely because I think they have their place in gaming. I'd rather see that than something like this. You guys probably won't care, but this would definitely piss off some other people. I definitely see... Oh, crap. You know what? I'm going to drown if I don't leave, like, right now. There we go. I'd almost rather see a game like Until Dawn or Heavy Rain than the kind of hybrid cinematic thing that's like really popular with like The Last of Us or the new God of War games, where it's like really basic, boring gameplay and then long-ass cutscenes to tie it all together. Like, I'd almost rather they just like make a quick-time event God of War game. Honestly. Like Sony Santa Monica and Naughty Dog just... I don't know, they seem to want to make movies. Like, why are they making games? They don't seem to care about making games. They want to make movies or TV shows or something like that. So they should just make movies and TV shows. I don't understand it. I'm a staunch defender that, like, there's no such thing as a bad mechanic, and that includes cutscenes. But I don't know. The whole, all of the enjoyment of The Last of Us, and I haven't played God of War Ragnarok, but God of War 2018 came from its story and its cutscenes. And I liked its story and its cutscenes, and I liked its characters. And it just kind of left me wanting more of that and less of the gameplay. Like, you know, when I'm playing the game, when I'm going through the gameplay sections, not giving a shit about the gameplay so I can get to the next story segment, you fucked up. I'm sorry. You did a bad job making a game. You did a good job with crafting story and, you know, characters and character development and all that stuff, and making an intriguing world that I want to, you know, witness some more of. But, you know, when I can't be bothered to, like, soak in the game and actually, like, take on side quests and stuff like that because it's just so boring and repetitive, I'm sorry. You might as well just made a movie or a game with a bunch of QuickTime events like Until Dawn. I would have enjoyed that a lot more, personally. That's just me. That's going to piss a lot of people off, I'm sure. Wait, did I get the thing? I wasn't listening. Sorry, Bottles. Ah, make yourself invulnerable, right. Because Bayonetta 3 didn't do cutscenes well. They barely have any story in the cutscenes, but nearly all the story are in... are in walking sequences, which is worse because you can't skip sequences. That's something I really find annoying, too, yeah. Every challenge in Yooka-Laylee, the hoops. Oh, I know. Oh, it's so bad in Yooka-Laylee. There's just so many hoops. That was something that annoyed me in Spyro Year of the Dragon as well, was a lot of hoop minigames. That's the wrong one. We want to go this way. Doobie 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 doobie. I'm missing 2 Jiggies. I forgot which 2 Jiggies I'm missing here. Oh, excuse me. The Quarry was a great spiritual successor to Till Dawn. Hilarious and self-aware script for a lot of it. That'd be hilarious to stream, but very cutscene heavy. Yeah, there's another problem with cutscene heavy games. You don't want to stream them because their cinematics are copyrighted like movies. So this was something that I think it was The Last of Us Part 2 actually when that came out. People were streaming it, and they kept getting copyright claims on the cutscene portions, but not on the gameplay portions, obviously, but on all the cutscene portions. So, like, you know, Naughty Dog actually had to, like, work with whatever third-party company was keeping track of their... I'm pretty sure it was Naughty Dog in Last of Us Part 2. Not 100% on that. But they had, whoever it was, had to work with their third-party company and say, hey, back off on, like, the copyright claims and stuff. We want people streaming our game because, you know, it's free advertising for us and all that stuff. But, yeah, and I think a similar thing happened with, like, Until Dawn. I think a lot of people that streamed Until Dawn and its spiritual successors, same thing. They get a lot of copyright claims, and they're not, like, the kind of copyright claims where it's like, we'll take your money. A lot of them are... you know, your video can't be seen by anybody. It's blocked, which is what they do when, like, if you upload, like, footage from a movie or something like that, which, I don't know. Another thing I hate about cutscene heavy games is that right there. I grew up on the OG Xbox, so I learned to love cutscenes if they are done well. I mean, I love the Yakuza series for their cutscenes, but again, they need to be done well. Yeah, I mean, that's true, too. Again, I'm not anti-cutscene at all. In fact, I quite enjoy cutscenes when they're done well, but they also need to be short. Yakuza, I've only played Yakuza 0. And it's got some kind of long cutscenes, but they are really enjoyable. But, again, I don't find the gameplay in those games very enjoyable, personally. Like, they're like Shenmue, but better, I guess, is how I would describe the Yakuza games. Yeah. I guess that's all I gotta say on that. So what you're saying about hoops is that you hate Nights into Dreams. Well, that's different, Colin. Let's be real here. That's not the goal of Nights into Dreams. That's an extra thing you can do to gain more points. That's not the goal. You don't go through hoops to beat the game. You collect blue chips and then defeat nightmares to... Oh, I went the wrong way. To beat the game. So I guess what I'm saying is hoops when it's a required mechanic. Like if you're having like a skateboard game or like an action game like Sonic Adventure or something, and there's some hoops that if you like jump through them, it gives you some extra points or gives you a little boost in speed or something like that. Yeah, do that. That's awesome. I love that shit. But if you're just gonna be like, mini game, 20 hoops, go through all 20 hoops and in the time limit, zip zop zoobity bop. No, fuck that. Homie, don't play that. I don't like that shit. Where are the last 2 Jiggies of this game? Oh, no, I don't remember. I only got 8 Jiggies, right? Yes. And 69 notes. Nice. What do you think of ukulele, by the way? I'm gonna plug my ukulele video that I made back in the day. Plug. Just search Noa Lee ukulele. I'll tell you, I hated it. It was terrible. But if you want to go more in depth, I did do a video on ukulele back when it first came out. One of my most hated videos, possibly. Actually, I think the Sonic Mania video I did is to this day the most hated video. Most hate I've gotten on a video ever because I didn't absolutely adore the game. And to be fair, I didn't do the best job of explaining some of my points in that video upon further watching I did a pretty crap job of explaining some of my points, and it made me seem like I was nitpicking, which I don't believe I was nitpicking, but it kind of sounds like I was nitpicking in the video. Understandable. But I think it was mostly the fact that I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because I used to give review scores at the time. I don't do that anymore because I think review scores are dumb. Oh well. But yes, I did not like Yooka-Laylee. I wanted to like Yooka-Laylee. I hated Yooka-Laylee. I played that game through twice before I made that review because I wanted to like it so much that I gave it a second chance before I finished my review. And it was still crap. Subsequent playthroughs only taught me how much more I hated it. Yep, there's that. Yeah, I didn't like it too. Impossible Lair was super good though, in my opinion. I've heard that. We were talking about that earlier on the stream too. Boing. Oh, which way do I want to go? Ah, yes, I want to go here. Right. There's a Jiggy up. Oh, totally missed that. Okay. Yeah, we were talking earlier. The Impossible Lair looks better. I'm not a fan of Donkey Kong Country, though, so I probably won't like that either. I don't know what it is. I've never been able to get into Donkey Kong Country. I've tried so many times with so many games. I played like Tropical... I played Tropical Freeze because everybody said that was like the best one, and I thought it was really, really boring. I didn't understand that. I played through Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 multiple times. And it was always obligation because I felt like I was, I don't know, feeling like I was missing out. Like, I don't understand why people like these games. I want to understand. I'm trying to understand. I've beaten them. I've played through them. And I just don't get it. I do not understand those games. So I don't think Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair is going to appeal to me, just based on my my history with Donkey Kong Country. So yeah, I don't know what it is about that. I really like Donkey Kong 64. Yeah, I don't. I did when I was a kid. I'll say that. I really liked Donkey Kong Country when I was a kid, but again, that's the same thing. I've given that game multiple playthroughs, and I just do not like it at all. It's just painful for me to play every single time. I feel like that game would be a lot better if you could switch Kongs on the fly. Like, that one change might be enough to make me like the game. If you could just switch to any of the Kongs at any time. What Jiggy am I missing? I'm missing one Jiggy. And some notes still. Missing one Jiggy. One honeycomb piece. I don't care if I get all of those. I do care if I get the Jiggies. What the hell? I think I got all the ones that were in Clanker, didn't I? Oh, hey, zoom in. Yeah, let's have a look around here. There's a gold feather. There's a 1-up. Oh, there's some notes I missed. There's some notes I missed up there, too. And a Mumbo token, it looks like. Okay. Try dropping down the blowhole. Oh, didn't I do that? Oh, I thought I did that. Yeah, because doesn't this go to where, what's his name is? Shoot the thing. Oh, right. No, I didn't drop down here. That's the one. Thank you. Thank you, Raichu Wiz. There we go. I thought I dropped down there already, but I did not. There's that farty trumpet again. Try dropping down the blowhole. That's what she said, I guess. I only played Donkey Kong 64 for the first time as an adult, and I like it was a chill zen experience for me. Chill zen experience for you. Wow, do you and I have a different mindset, my friend. I found that game nothing but tedium and frustration the whole time. And that, even as a kid, I remember it being frustrating, but I still liked it as a kid. But as an adult, it really just pisses me off. Oh, man. I don't like Donkey Kong Country either. The first one is actually really, really difficult. Yes, it is. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I remember playing Yooka-Laylee and giving it a fair shot. I don't think it's terribly designed. I thought it was boring. It made me feel nothing. It made me feel nothing. Yeah, that's fair. I think it's terrible. Well, parts of it are terribly designed. I don't think the whole game is terribly designed. The whole expanding the levels idea is an interesting idea, but I think they executed it really shittily. Because shittily is a word. It's a word I like to use. I don't know. I feel like if they would have taken the time to make one more unique level rather than like expanding all of the levels, it would have been better. And I just think there were too many collectibles for one thing. Because it was... That's the thing. It's a... Yooka-Laylee is a spiritual successor to Donkey Kong 64, not Banjo-Kazooie. Clearly, it doesn't appeal to all Donkey Kong 64 fans. The Lonely Goomba didn't like it, but he does like that. But I feel it's closer in line with DK64 than it is Banjo-Kazooie. Boing. There we go. How many jumps does it take to get to the pipe? 7? Yes. Hey, come poke 'em. The expanding levels are pointless because there's no reason not to just expand them ASAP. Yes! But then you run into the issue that now the levels are so big that you kind of run into, like, where do I go, what do I do sort of thing. Because they're just kind of too big. And yeah, that was the thing. That there's, with the exception of the first level where you don't have enough pages to expand the level, yeah, there's no reason not to. And every other level, by the time you get there, if you're, you know, doing your collectathon due diligence, you probably have enough pages to expand the level when you first get there anyway, so why wouldn't you? I don't know, it seems like something that they designed the levels at their full size to begin with, and then somewhere along development, somebody went, you know what would be interesting? If we cut the levels in half and put like this weird cloudy shit all around the boundaries of the level until the player expands the levels. Not the worst idea in the world. I could see, oop, that's not what I want to do. Not the worst idea in the world. I could see that being interesting in a better game, but yeah. Oh, thank God. I was hoping this would be all the notes here. There we go. I like the DK games. Have you played 64 or Returns? But oh, haven't played 64 or Returns, but Donkey Kong Country 1 is a near masterpiece for me. Yeah, I mean, I see why, I guess. I kind of understand that some people would like it, but I don't know. It's just never appealed to me. Also, I've never heard people say that the first one is like the masterpiece. I always hear people say that Diddy's Conquest is the better of the two. Perhaps that's just the circle of people I've been around. I don't know. Which is worse, Noah, Yooka-Laylee or DK64? Oh, 100% Yooka-Laylee. Yeah, no question there. Like, DK64 is a pain in the ass, but at least it gets a pass for its time period and its technical achievements. and the small bit of nostalgia I have from the brief period of my youth when I enjoyed it. And I just think it does a lot more interesting things than Yooka-Laylee does. Like, I feel like it fails in a lot of regards, like the switching, like having different collectibles that only certain characters can pick up. It's, you know, it's an interesting idea. I think it could be done well in a better game, but I don't feel like Yooka-Laylee does all that much that's interesting. It's just bad for the most part. So, yeah, if I were given the option, if somebody like said, would you rather play Donkey Kong 64 for the next week or Yooka-Laylee for the next week, I'd pick DK64 100% of the time. I really hate Yooka-Laylee. Could have tried the thing they did with one of the Wario games, give each level a night and day version or seasonal, give it a feel or something more like that. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I kind of like that. Kind of like how Banjo-Kazooie, like, a lot of people like shit on Click Clock Wood in this game, but I don't know. I've always kind of liked it. Nope, I gotta open up Bubble Gloop. Gotta open up Bubble Gloop, which I realized today, thanks to someone asking, is probably my least favorite level in this game. So, yeah. I like 2, but I personally prefer 1. That is interesting. I always hear people say it's the other way around, which is 2 is the best, 1's really good, and then some people are really into 3. I've never played Donkey Kong Country 3. Maybe I'd like that one. Maybe I'm one of the weirdos who likes that game. I know that one's a pretty hit or miss for Donkey Kong Country fans. Perhaps I would like it. Bubble Goop Swamp time, baby. So for the jungle, dry and wet season, snow level, winter and thawed. For grazers, other 2, I got nothing. Yeah, I like that idea. When that's a good way to. It's a good way to save on resources and game assets too. I mean, that's kind of what's enjoyable about. You know, I said earlier in the stream. I don't know how many of you guys were on at the beginning, but I'm right at the end of Metroid Prime 2 right now. I just have to finish collecting all the missile tanks and stuff like that before I go beat the final boss. And I like that game for the most part, and I like how different each room feels in its like dark and light counterparts. Like, even though it's like the same layout and stuff like that, they do some really interesting things with the dark versions of different rooms and different areas. So and that's kind of how I feel about like Click Clock Wood in this game, is like, you know, it's the same level, but it's got such a different feel to it. And it's, you know, it's a good low budget measure, I think. So yeah, I definitely would have preferred that in like Yooka-Laylee, but that requires like creativity and thinking, which I don't think Playtonic was really into. I kind of get the sense that Yooka-Laylee was a game they didn't want to make, but they knew that if they did a Kickstarter, it would be like a big news report and they'd make a lot of money and it would be enough to like get their studio off the ground. So I don't get the sense that like they ever actually wanted to make farty boots, jeez. So I don't know, I don't get the sense that they ever actually wanted to make Yooka-Laylee. They just wanted to make their studio, and that Yooka-Laylee was how they were going to finance it through its Kickstarter and all that stuff. But then they did end up making Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, which I never thought they would have touched that series ever again, so who's to say? Maybe they did really want to make it. What's up, Samoothie? I think I'm saying that right. Samoothie, nice. Got any games you like that a lot of people dislike? Ooh. Yeah, let me think on that for a second. I'll get back to you. I'm gonna have to think on that. Oh, we got the Crocos here. Donkey Kong Country 3 is alright. Not the best, but it was pretty okay. Pretty okay for a game. I'm gonna have a certified seltzer moment here. Wow, we're 2 hours into the stream already? Dang. Time flies when you're having fun. I do really like me some Banjo-Kazooie. Maybe we'll continue next week, because there's no way I'm gonna beat it this week. Well, he kind of did that impossible layer where every stage had some element, like dropping a bucket of water on the stage book, which changed how level is played. Ooh, that does sound interesting. Click Clock Wood I don't really like because of how tedious it is. Yeah, that's fair. It does have some tedious stuff. Especially if, like, you're trying to get something at the top of the central tree, and then you fall, and then you have to climb up it again. That's pretty bullshit. It's funny because Impossible Lair is great, but no one cared about it because the first game sucked. Yeah. Feels rewarding because you know where everything is, but at the same time, you need to explore to see what's new. Nice. All right, got any games that I like that a lot of people dislike? All right. Well, for a while, it used to be Dark Souls 2, which I recently confessed earlier is my now favorite game, but it kind of seems like everybody's coming around on that one. But when that game was first released, man, was there a huge backlash. It was ridiculous. I wasn't into the series at the time, so I don't remember it all that much, but God, people hated that game when it first came out. And now I think people are finally coming around to it and all that. Another one, again, Metroid Prime 2, I think gets a lot of flack. I don't know if it's really disliked. Ooh, I know a really good one. Silver Surfer on the NES. I really love that game. It's insanely hard, but I really love that game. It is so much better than everybody gives it credit for. It's just, yeah, it's just really frustrating, but actually, it's really not. So it's the kind of game that's incredibly punishing, but if you power up the Silver Surfer, and this sounds stupid, but if you don't die ever in that game, the game's really easy. I don't know how else to explain it. Basically, if you can maintain full power in that game, it's great. Has some of the best music on the NES, some of the best graphics on the NES, some really interesting enemies for shmups, and just some really interesting enemies in general. Like, there are some crazy good enemy designs later in the game that most people have never seen. So, it's the kind of game that I feel like your first playthrough, you should play it with an emulator and use save states, because that's the best way to learn how to play the game. Because once you actually like get good enough at it that you can survive, it's a fantastic game. But getting to that point is really hard. It is a really punishing game. Also, people don't talk about it, but it does have cheat codes that you can enter. There is an invincibility code. There's a code you can enter, I believe, on the pause screen that gives you like full power weapons. You have to enter them with the second player controller plugged in, though. So yeah, Silver Surfer on the NES is a good one, because everybody seems to shit on that game, but I really like it. I don't think people will come around on that one, though, like they have with Dark Souls 2. Most people haven't played Silver Surfer. They just sort of took AVGN's word on it. Yeah, there's that, too. That's one of those games that, yeah, the whole, not just the AVGN, but that whole, like, era of game reviews put the impression in a lot of people's minds that some games are, you know, forever bad and have no redeeming qualities. #1 Silver Surfer for NES fan. You are? I'm not. I don't know if I like it that much, but I do really like that game. But it was the same thing. Like, because of the AVGN's video, I always assumed it was crap too. But then this past summer, I played through it in emulation, and I'm like, holy crap, this game's actually pretty fucking good. And if it was just tweaked ever so slightly, man, it'd be, if it wasn't so punishing, it would absolutely make everybody's list of like best NES games for sure, just because of how much fun it is, or how much fun it can be. On that note, I like Final Fantasy 2, not 4. I love how you guys have to specify a lot. It's one of the least popular Final Fantasy games, but it was the first to have a story. The music is good, and the monsters are well designed. I never played 2 myself. Ooh, there's a good one. There's another one. Final Fantasy 12. I really like that game. That's probably, it's one of my favorite entries in the series, and in fact, I think it has my favorite gameplay of any Final Fantasy game. Because I don't like, it has to, because I don't like the story, and I don't like the characters, but I still love that game. So it has to be the gameplay. Why am I doing the stupid punch? I want to be rolling here. Jesus. Eh. There we go. Ah! I gotta be careful. I'm almost dead again. Dang. Oh, why don't I just do this? This would help. But I can't pick up health while I'm doing... Oh, it's up above. Oh, I see. Why can't I hit these guys? Jesus. Stop jumping over my rolls. There we go. No. Wow, I don't remember ever having such a hard time with these guys. There. At least they drop health. Ah! There we go. Just need to do the peck thing here. Eh. Come on. Oh my god. That was like the most difficulty I've ever had with that. I think I kind of like Enter the Matrix because of nostalgia, but also because of the run cycle is hilarious. I never played that, but I know exactly what run cycle you're talking about. I think James Rolfe said in a James and Mike Monday, in retrospect, the Silver Surfer isn't that bad, it's just too difficult. Oh, nice. That's good. I like that. Final Fantasy 12 has your favorite gameplay of the Final Fantasy series. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me explain that. It's MMO combat, which I don't particularly enjoy, but it was the first time I ever experienced that combat system in a game before. I like the ability to program my party members to do stuff for me. The whole, you know, having 12 slots where you can insert like a command here, like when so-and-so's health gets below 30%, heal them using a high potion or something like that. So the character building in that game and being able to customize your party like with a fine-tooth comb for any scenario was just a lot of fun to me. And I mean, I don't think it's a particularly good combat system, but I really don't like turn-based combat or active time battle combat. I don't like traditional JRPG combat at all, really. It's something I put up with, but I don't enjoy. Like, even, like, Final Fantasy IX is my favorite game of the series, but I don't like the gameplay. I find it very dull. I find it very boring. I find the characters and the story and the world to be really enjoyable. And so much so that I'm willing to put up with the gameplay. And that's kind of how I still haven't finished Lunar, by the way. But that's kind of how I am with Lunar. Like, I don't like the gameplay in Lunar so much. It's the world and the characters and the story that's keeping me engaged. And if you don't have that, then, you know, the gameplay better do something for me. And I don't know. There's just something interesting to me about Final Fantasy XII's gameplay. It's just got a really nice flow to it. I remember like spending hours like just grinding in an area, and it's one of the few games I've ever done any amount of grinding in whatsoever because I hate grinding. So I know a lot of people shit on the gameplay and Final Fantasy XII in general, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Now, if it would have had a really good story and characters too, it would be my favorite. It'd probably be my favorite Final Fantasy game, but alas, it doesn't. So that's just me. Sonic R is a guilty pleasure for me. There's another one. I love Sonic R. Sonic R is great. I think it's I think it's an underrated experimental racing game. I don't think it holds a candle to Mario Kart, not by a long shot, but you know, the cheesy music is wonderful. I love it. It makes the game. I like the idea of, you know, having to collect Chaos Emeralds during a race and doing stuff like that. And yeah, Sonic R is fun. And that soundtrack is a banger. I don't care what anybody says. It's cheesy, it's 90s, it sounds like a 90s workout tape, but I don't care. It's great. Hey, come poke 'em. The remake of Final Fantasy XII, Zodiac, was pretty good. Pretty good game that I like and everyone hate would be Final Fantasy 13 and Mass Effect 3. Yeah, I don't like Final Fantasy 13. I don't know if I hate that game, but I did find it excruciatingly boring, and I never tried any of its sequels because of it. I was really excited for that game after Final Fantasy 12, because I loved Final Fantasy 12, and I'm like, yeah, give me a sequel. And then Final Fantasy 13 came out, and no, it's not very good in my opinion. I can see... Oh, right, I gotta be a crocodile to get that stuff. I can see why people would like it, though. It is very flashy. I will give the game that. It has some of the best-looking graphics from that era and some of the best music. And also some really nice animation and effects and stuff. Like, some of the battle animations are really... really well done, so there's some things I like about Final Fantasy 13 for sure. I'll drop one of my personal favorites that everyone hates, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Hey, we were talking about that earlier. Nice. Genuinely think people can only dislike it because it's different. Yep, I was saying earlier that I need to give that a second chance because I was definitely in the camp of people that was so completely disappointed by that game that I couldn't enjoy it for what it was. But I think enough time has passed now and wounds have healed that I could probably enjoy it for what it is. Good choice. I definitely got to give that another shot now that I'm not salty about it being so different. I do think it was a bit of a dick move on Rare's part to... or Rare or Microsoft, whoever was in charge of making that game at the time, to make that game, because they totally marketed that game as if it was like exactly what people wanted, which was another Banjo-Kazooie game on modern platforms at the time, and then it turned out to be different. They really downplayed the whole constructing and vehicle stuff with Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts in the trailers and the commercials, and reviewers surprisingly at the time didn't really talk about it. Like, I remember reading a lot of, like, I think it was GameSpot, they like didn't mention hardly anything about like the vehicle segments. I mean, I knew it was a thing because it was in the commercial, but I probably should have paid attention to that, but I wasn't. Can you play that again? I wasn't listening. Oh dear, forgotten already. Red, yellow, all right, light blue. Red, yellow, light blue. Okay. Red, yellow, light blue. Give me another. Try lesson 2. Simon Says. Yellow, blue, light blue, blue, light blue, yellow, blue, light blue, light blue, blue, and blue. Ah, splendid. You just need one more lesson. I don't know what I'm learning, but okay. Yellow, pink, light blue, yellow, red. I lost count. I think I got it, though. Yellow, pink. I think we went red next. Nope. I'll stop calling out the colors. Oh, that's right, you lose health. Fuck that, I'm coming back later with health. I don't want to die and have to get all the notes again. Anyway, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Fungi, how you doing? Oh, hey. You guys talking about Sonic R? Guess what? I think Sonic Spinball is great. I mean, I enjoy Sonic Spinball. That's pretty neat. I do love me some Sonic Spinball. Ugh. I don't know if I call it great, but it is quite enjoyable for what it was. The people that like speedrun that game are insane. Like, that game, I don't know, you gotta like be a freaking pinball wizard to play that game. It's great. That teaser trailer was a troll. Oh yeah, for Nuts and Bolts. I know, it's such a troll. Also, the Lonely Goomba is here. That's crazy. It's great to have so many people here. Exactly. Well, yeah, the Lonely Goomba's here, man. Lonely Goomba, are you also a YouTuber? I see the check mark next to your name, and I am not recognizing your name. So I apologize if I am missing out on a fellow game critic here, and not recognizing you. Who else is clapping along with Noah? I've probably clapped to every single. I've probably gotten the clap. No, I've probably clapped every single time I've played this since I was like 9 years old, or however long I've been playing this game. Nuts and Bolts was actually supposed to be a Tip Top game. Really? I didn't know that. He was the turtle character in Diddy Kong Racing. They changed it to Banjo-Kazooie for marketing purposes. Really? I didn't know that. That makes a lot more sense. Also, isn't one of the turtles in the giant turtle I was just in named Tip Top? I forget. What am I looking for here? I need to get the swamp boots. I should also get the Krakos up here. I think that's what they're called. Boing. Eh. Who else is... Oh, I read that. Though at the time I played it, I was 8. It was my first Banjo game, so I didn't have the connection to the series other had. Nice. He is a YouTuber. He did a video where he tried every single version of the original Donkey Kong. Oh, really? I gotta watch that. That sounds great. There are so many weird versions of the original Donkey Kong. Like, I played the Commodore 64 version for the first time recently, and I remember... Oh, wait. No, I might be thinking Altered Beast. No, yeah, I played the Commodore 64 version of Donkey Kong, and I'm just like, wow, this is interesting. Yes, this is the only other game that Tip Top was in. Yeah, is he the conductor? Also, do I have enough health? Yeah, I got enough health. I'll try this again. We'll do this Simon Says minigame. Also, much like Hoops and Rings, I hate Simon Says games and games too. Not quite as much as I hate Hoops, but I do hate hate this concept here. One, two, three, four, five. Shit, I think I lost it. I was expecting a shorter one. It was you. It was you. I think we went back to the red. Then we went to the pink. Then the light blue? Oh, and then it was either the blue or the red. I think it was blue. Fuck! Stupid Simon Says. Yeah, let's see it again. All right, I could watch them again. Duh. That one. That one. That one. Oh, and then it does go back to red. And then back to light blue. Okay. Okay, I got it now. There we go. I missed somehow. Pink. Now I forgot. Back to red. Back to red. Then light blue again. I think that's it. Yes. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the conductor turtle is also Tip-Top, though he sounds and acts differently than he does in Diddy. Nice. Anyone else excited for that new SpongeBob game? There's a new SpongeBob game? I didn't know that. Vic 20 Donkey Kong is surprisingly okay. I like, not the Atari 2600. That version's trash. ColecoVision Donkey Kong's pretty good. I played quite a bit of that, actually. Are you emulating this, or is it on Rare Replay? I am emulating this on my Steam Deck. Normally, I hop around to a bunch of retro games. That's my usual thing, is the chat tells me what to play, because I have like 25,000 ROMs or more over like 30 systems. So usually these guys will tell me what they want to see me play, and I'll hop to it, play it for like, 15, 20 minutes, hop to the next game that somebody suggests. That's what I usually do on stream, but I felt like we ended up playing part of Banjo-Kazooie last week, and I felt like continuing off this week, and might do it next week too, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm enjoying the bear and the bird. Let's see, I need to get those boots from what's his name, which I think I passed, because I've been overlooking bottles every single time. Because he's like right at the beginning of the level, which I think is over here. Nintendo, Bup, how you do? Welcome to the chat. I need to find the bottles. Oh, maybe he's not over here. Oh, he's over here, I bet. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking this is... I don't know. This level is not as bad as I remember when you guys asked me earlier what my worst, or my least favorite level in this game is. I was thinking it was this one, but I am enjoying it. This one has, that one mini game with Mr. Greedy, though, or Mr. Vile, the greedy crocodile, which I hate. I hate that mini game. Great, now you know all the swamp's new moves. Huzzah! So yesterday I was in theaters, guys, and I'm gonna say this: Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is just what I call cinema, a perfect movie, I think. One, I didn't know there was a new Puss in Boots movie. Is it like Shrek Puss in Boots? Or is it like a different Puss in Boots? Because there's been like 3 Pinocchio movies this year. Is this just like... So like, comic book movies, or let me say this, fantasy movies were kind of big in like the 2000s, thanks to Lord of the Rings. And then superhero movies and comic book movies were pretty big last decade. Is this like the decade of like fairy tale movies? We're gonna take a whole bunch of fairy tales and like bring them back and make movie properties out of them. I guess I'd be down for that. That and sci-fi. There's a lot of sci-fi movies coming out. Why can't I jump? Jump! There's a lot of sci-fi movies coming out in recent years too. Like Dune. God, I'm so freaking excited for the second part of Dune. Yeah, I'm gonna run out of boots. Now I'm gonna get bit. Oh! I did it. It's another 3D platformer made... What? Oh, it's another 3D platform made the same devs that made Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Ah, nice. Nope, I had not heard of that. Alright, now that I got boots, I can go other places. I think there was some stuff over here I needed. Like, Jinjo, perhaps? Let's get up here. Nope. Let's, do not that. This is what I want. There we go. Yeah, I gotta get this Jinjo, right. It was a Shrek Puss in Boots. It's actually really good. The animation style takes a lot from the Spider-Verse. Ooh, nice. I haven't actually watched Spider-Verse because I'm not a big Spider-Man guy and I don't watch a lot of movies. But I've seen clips of that and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I do really like that style. Does Antonio Banderas still voice Puss in Boots in this one? I was just thinking about an Antonio Banderas movie yesterday. It's called The 13th Warrior. It's like my dad's favorite movie, and it's one of my favorite movies too. My dad and my sister and I watched it a lot when I was a kid, and Antonio Banderas is in that. And I woke up thinking about it, like I was dreaming of it, and then I woke up thinking, like, man, I haven't watched The 13th Warrior in a while. Might be time to give that a rewatch. Very underrated movie. And I don't really know what else Antonio Banderas is in, to be honest. I think he was in Bond? Was he a Bond villain once? I don't really know what else he's been in. I've been living in Paint 3D for the last decade. Huzzah! Get this stupid Jiggy here. This is totally the developers... I fucked up. This is totally the developers giving up. Let's just put a Jiggy right here. You have 10 seconds to cross this narrow gap. Go. Yeah, I'm aware. Don't turn the freaking camera on. Oh! Could I at least, like, let me get to the island? Don't you freaking kill me. I am not gonna collect those notes again. I gotta find a honeycomb box. Wasn't Antonio Banderas the lead in El Macarena? Or, El Mariachi. That's what that says. Very famous, beloved Western movie made for like $7,000? Nope, I never heard of that one. Don't ask how I ended up in Paint 3D. Okay, I won't. It's the same Shrek's Puss in Boots, and trust me on this one, it crushed everyone's expectations because most people thought it was going to be mediocre, but it does so well. Interesting. I am mildly intrigued. Probably still won't watch it, but, you know. It's the same Puss in Boots from Shrek. He had a movie like 10 years ago, but the new one is being critically acclaimed when it was rated higher on Rotten Tomatoes than Avatar 2. Yeah, that was pretty highly rated, wasn't it? I didn't like the first Avatar, so like I didn't really care about a sequel. But I'm glad it's out for the surprisingly large number of Avatar fans out there. I didn't realize how big and beloved that franchise is. Being like what the first movie is like the highest grossing film of all time or something like that, which is crazy to me because I didn't think it was that good. It is nice to see a big-time Hollywood director have, like, a passion project like that, though. I don't really care for James Cameron's work, but I can appreciate him, you know, believing in a project like Avatar so much and, like, doing everything in his power to get it off the ground for, like what, almost 20 years now? I think, like, I think he's pitching Avatar for a long frickin' time. Best thing to do when it comes to recommending Puss in Boots is to low-key recommend it. Say it's alright and worth a watch. Really lower the expectations. Best Antonio Banderas movie is Desperado. I'm not familiar with that one either. Avatar: The Last Airbender is the real Avatar. Absolutely. God, Avatar: The Last Airbender is such a freaking great show, is it not? Legend of Korra was alright. Yeah. Legend of Korra was alright. Last Airbender was a freaking masterpiece. That was unintentional fart noise there. I was not trying to say Avatar was a fart. We are talking about the M. Night Shyamalan movie, correct? No, I'm kidding. Oh, man. Talk about bad movies. Legend of Korra sucks. Okay. Now that I know I'm not alone in this, yeah, I don't think it's very good at all. I was trying to be nice because I didn't know how people felt about that, but I really didn't like Korra, personally. I was trying to be nice for my friend, who really liked The Legend of Korra, but I don't know if I think it sucked, but I did not like it. I kind of like the idea of it being a different, like, conflict and villain every season rather than one overarching story. That was something nice, but I think there was too much fan service. It wasn't enough of its own thing, and Korra was also kind of really unlikable. She's kind of a bad main character in my opinion. Like her teenage angst was, like, you know, understandable because that's supposed to be like her character and stuff, but I think they leaned into it a little too hard. Like, Aang's, like, whininess made sense because he was, like, a little kid, but Korra's whininess didn't really make all that much sense, personally. Watched some of Korra, it was pretty weak. Avatar's still rad. I'm weird. Speaking of dude, let's talk about David Lynch. The man scares me. Oh, the man scares everybody. Have you seen Eraserhead? I've seen Eraserhead. That is a horrifyingly beautiful movie, but yeah. But yeah, that 1984 David Lynch Dune movie, no thank you. I mean, I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid because it was cheesy and my dad liked it because it was weird and stuff, but yeah, I don't like it so much anymore. I can appreciate it for what it is, but it's not Dune. At least, have you guys heard of, like, Jodorowsky's Dune, which is, like, I think it's Alejandro Jodorowsky is his name. It was, like, a guy who was trying to make Dune before David Lynch got involved with the project. And, like, they ended up making a documentary based on, like, his vision that he was trying to make, and it was, like, some far out shit, man. It had nothing to do with Dune whatsoever. And I always hear people say, like, you know, oh, it would have been so great if Jodorowsky would have made Dune or whatever, but I'm being the big Dune book fan that I am, I'm really glad Jodorowsky never got to make his vision of Dune, because I think it would have been even more out there than David Lynch's Dune, if you can believe it. And also, you do have to cut David Lynch some slack for the Dune stuff, because it wasn't It was mostly studio interference that prevented him from going full David Lynch on it. It probably wouldn't have been very good, but it would have been at least more interesting if he would have got to do like his full vision of Dune. Although, the best part of the 1984 Dune movie is Toto did the soundtrack for it, and the soundtrack is genuinely great. I've listened to the soundtrack several times because, I don't know, I had a Toto phase a couple years ago. I do like Toto, but it's always cool when rock bands do a soundtrack for movies. Play Among Us? No, thank you. One, it's multiplayer, and I don't play multiplayer games. Two, I'm not playing normie games on stream. Come on. I don't think I would like Among Us anyway, even if it was like a single player game. Just doesn't seem like my thing. Lynch is my favorite artist across all media, but you can keep his Dune. Thank you very much. Have you seen the fan-made alternate cut of Dune 1984? No, I haven't. I didn't know that existed. I have seen the fan edit of... What do we got left in this level? The fan edit of Alien 3. That's really good, actually. Because Alien 3 was the same thing. A lot of studio interference, and kind of ruined the... Ugh, excuse me. Kind of ruined the whole movie. But that was David Fincher, I believe, who did Alien 3. And he's got some good movies. But yeah, oh, I'm intrigued now. I love Lynch, Eraserhead, and Blue Velvet are great. I've never seen Blue Velvet. I've always been intrigued by that movie, though. I'm tempted to be a douche and say your friend has bad taste, lol, but no, if they like Korra, that's fine. I find Korra to be a Mary Sue, and they over-explain the lore. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of a Mary Sue. What else do I have? I got the one Jiggy that's on... There's two Jiggies in the big crocodile head, which I could only get one of them. I'll probably wait until we get the boot or the speedy shoes, because that makes that way easier. And then I got maybe there's some notes in here. I should probably just get the rest of the notes and then hop to the next world, I think. That's probably what I should do. It's sad to say that so many people think they experience a movie when watching on their shit telephone. Get real, unhinged man, David Lynch. Did he really say that? That sounds like something David Lynch would say. Hey, come poke him. Oh, I'm missing 3 notes. Where are they? So there's Mr. Greedy or Vile or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't remember. Wait, do you have a stream delay? Not set up by any choice, but yes, I do have a delay in streaming. It's like 10 seconds or something like that. Where the hell are they? Oh, you know what? I still got the golden crocodiles to do too. But I would like to find the rest of the notes. Where? I don't think I need to be crocodile anymore. Blue Velvet is such a beautiful nightmare. I think you'd vibe with it. Yeah, I probably would. It sounds pretty neat. I've always been intrigued by Twin Peaks, too, but I watched the first couple episodes once, and it didn't click with me. I think the enjoyment of that show must have came from the experience of, like, watching it week by week, as it was like, you know, what could David Lynch get away with without the network executives, like, you know, interfering and stuff like that, and I don't know. That's something I should give a chance to as well, but I haven't yet. Alright, I got all the notes over here. Let's see if I can get this Jiggy. again. George Lucas approached Lynch to make one of the Star Wars movies. He showed me this thing called a Wookiee. That interview is hilarious. I highly recommend it. That's great. Yeah, David Lynch is a madman. I love some of his interviews. God damn it, this freaking PS4 controller. Ah! Oh, I bet the notes I'm missing are... Yep, there they are. Right? There they are. There's the 3 notes I'm missing. Well, I can at least get them, so then if I die, it's not a big deal. Ah, and there's the other Jinjo. Alright, got all the notes. That's the hard part. Let's get this Jinjo. I'm still missing a Jinjo. Where the hell am I missing a Jinjo at? Oh, it was in the crocodile, wasn't it? I bet it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is my least favorite level in this game. It wasn't so bad early on, but now it's getting kind of tedious. Fine, play Gmod. Okay, I don't understand Gmod. Like, it's a thing that you like make your own games with, right? That's what Gmod is. Or is it like you can download other people's made stuff and play that? Is that what you do with Gmod? I've never understood fully what Gmod is, other than it's, you know, modding assets from Half-Life and other Valve properties. And that people used to make really cool videos with it, except for... And then they came out with, what, the Source Filmmaker thing instead? Yeah, I don't understand Gmod. So, no, I won't be playing Gmod either. I don't see how that would translate to a good stream. First, oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to make another attempt at this Jiggy here. That's what it was. I remember seeing a clip of Twin Peaks on VFX Artist React. I just thought, what the fuck is this? It was the cheapest, strangest looking thing I've ever seen, and not in a good way. Some people swear by that show, man. I don't know. Alright, let's just do this. Okay. Oh, it'd be nice if I could turn the camera some more. This is so much harder with a PlayStation controller than it is with an N64 controller. It just goes to show how intricately designed N64 games were around that weird-ass control stick. Ah! Well, at least I don't have to worry about dying now. Bob Iger interfered with Twin Peaks and eventually... Oh, was it an ABC show? Because Bob Iger was the CEO of Disney for a while, right? Or... No, he's the current CEO of Disney. Right, because Eisner used to be... Oh, okay. Bob Iger interfered with Twin Peaks and eventually ruined it, and it was somehow on ABC. Oh, okay. Maybe I should finish reading the thing before I ask a question. Lynch did a 3rd season of Twin Peaks on Showtime a few years ago, which was his 18 hours of pure madness / bliss. I've definitely heard that. He uses lithography and weird stop-motion camera tricks for non-CGI special effects, which can be jarring but evocative. Ooh, I love that word, evocative. Okay, I'm gonna go become a crocodile again, because I think the last Jinjo is inside the crocodile head, and I missed it. Pretty sure. Yeah, this level's kind of tedious. I hadn't really thought about it until tonight when I started thinking, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this is my least favorite level in the game. Rusty Bucket Bay takes some getting used to, but now that, you know, I'm quite familiar with it, I quite like it. N64 analog stick wants to die. And they do. Oh, I know, what a terrible design, but I mean, first of its kind, gotta give it credit. It was surprisingly sensitive for, you know, its time. Like, I don't know. This controls fine with a PlayStation controller, but like the sensitivity just feels a little off with modern controllers in this game. I'm hitting the wrong button. Yeah, I remember the swamp level gets old after a while. Thankfully, the 3 best stages in the game follow up right after Snow, Desert, and Haunted House. Yeah, I think we're going to stream this next week, too, because then we can play those. We're going to do that. I'm enjoying this nice little break from the retro game hopping, as much as I like that, but it is kind of nice to sit down with a single game from time to time. I credit them for the gray powder I got from opening up the analog stick. Yeah. Oh, I know. I had some dusty N64 controllers when I was younger, before I knew that you have to like open them up every once in a while and put some Vaseline in there, or some mineral oil or something. Mineral oil would probably be better. I think Vaseline would probably react with the plastic, come to think of it. Oh, it's not in here. Where the frick is the last Jinjo? I don't want to do this until I have the speedy shoes. Okay, I guess I'll... I guess I will go back to being Banjo-Kazooie. Figure out where that last Jinjo is. Actually, you know what? I wonder if he's under the platform that I can only get as a croc, but I thought I got everything. Gotta go. See you later. Bye, Tanish. See you next time. Yeah, I'm gonna be cutting the stream here pretty shortly. Got about 10 minutes left. Casual Wii fan. Casual Wii fan? Yeah, Casual Wii fan. How you doing? Which one is missing? The green one. And the audio cuts out. Yeah, I thought I got everything under here. Yep, I did. Audio, can you fix yourself, please? That'd be nice. I need isopropyl alcohol. I need to save an atomic purple GBA. Oh, Game Boy Color, I mean. Oh, is it all sticky and gross and stuff? Good luck with that. You're doing the Lord's work by saving it. I bet the Jinjo's in here. Maybe. Oh, all the turtles are gone now. Whoa, that's eerie. Oh, I definitely forgot that. I should grab that, then I'll have another honeycomb. Are you going to do another dedicated Banjo-Kazooie stream next week, or go back to game hopping? I think I'm going to do another Banjo-Kazooie stream, unless you guys are really opposed to it. I'm into it. I'm having a lot of fun with Banjo-Kazooie. It's been nice playing it. We've still had a lot of good conversations, despite not hopping around from game to game, so... That was kind of what I was concerned about, was that we'd have less to talk about, but it doesn't seem like that's the case, so... it's at the bridge near the beginning. At the bridge near the beginning. Okay. The one with the time jiggy. One with the time jiggy, which was this one. Oh, it's up here? Can I go up here with the crocodile? Yes. Doop, boop, boop. Yeah, I thought I got a Jinjo up here already, but apparently not. Oh, you know what? I bet he's like right here, isn't he? No, he's not. There he is. I see him. Thank you for that, Casual Wii fan. I appreciate it. Saved me a lot of time. There we go. Alright, I just gotta get that honeycomb piece, and then we're done here for now, because I'm gonna come back and get the get the 2 Jiggies that are in the big crocodile head after we get the Speedy Boots. Because those mini games are technically possible without them, but I don't like doing it without them, so. Go for it, have fun. It's always good to see Banjo. All right. Rareware streams for life. Okay, we're playing Banjo-Kazooie next week. 100%. Oh, and I hear my cat woke up. He's at the door. It is about that time. More Banjo is what the people are saying. All right, more Banjo it is. Good, I was hoping you guys be into it, because I'm into it. And I just ran out of seltzer, so about time to end the stream, but we're going to go get that honeycomb piece first. All right. And then I'm going to play some more Children of Silent Town, because that's what I'm playing right now. I'm hoping the game gets better, because like I was saying earlier in the stream, it's kind of dull at the moment. It's basic point-and-click game. Oh, shit, you know what? I'm probably going to die, because I have 2 honeycomb pieces here. And the camera won't turn. I'm definitely going to die. Well, luckily I got all the notes, so not a big deal. Wow, your best note score for this world is 100 now. We got it. Just gotta get your honeycomb piece. Ahoy! Oh, I gotta make his feet warm again. My feet are cold, so freaking beat the shit out of them for me, please. You know you could just pull your feet inside, probably, right? I love that scream, that stock scream sound effect. Oh! Don't forget to save before you turn the game off. I've done that a million times in Majora before. Oh yes, there will be some saving and quitting. Come on, get up there. Hey, we got an extra honeycomb to play around with next week. Huzzah! Alrighty. Time to save and quit. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. We had a good stream. That's a good stop. Good spot to stop too. 3 levels, 3 hours, not bad. The stuff ends in the tower. Back to the old RetroPie, or not RetroPie, emulation station here. Oh, well, thank you all for joining me for this wonderful Banjo-Kazooie stream. It was a good time. Had a lot of good discussions and stuff like that. In Conquer, when Mr. Barrel talks about wanting to go for a ride, is this a reference to Blue Velvet? Really? Oh, okay. Nice. For some reason, I never could find out why people have such an issue with reaction time on Sonic. Meanwhile, I get my butt kicked at Donkey Kong Country minecart levels. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the minecart levels in Donkey Kong Country are probably the levels I enjoy the most in that game. It's the platforming, the standard platforming that I don't jive with so much in those games. So. Yeah, Radtastic stream. Thanks as always, brother. Oh, thank you guys. I really appreciate you coming out as always and giving me some wonderful discussion points, and we always have a good time. And just thanks for being awesome people and joining me for this awesome stream. So thanks, everybody. I'll see you all next week. I should have another shorts video out this week. Should have another comic out this week. Another Daisy the GameBot comic. And then Friday, I'm going to... I'm going to edit up my Resident Evil 7 video that got butchered by YouTube and do a Noa Lee classic for that. So I should have that video up on Friday too. So yeah, I got some more things to look forward to on the channel right now. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the amount of stuff I've been uploading lately, because it's been a lot, but I've been able to keep up with it somehow, and it's been quite enjoyable. So yeah, thanks everybody. I'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.